Big Mecha.
Welcome to the first edition of Big Mecha, but not huge, meaningful, and needful edition. I am your co-host, Ken Suketti, joined by my other co-hosts, Paul and Will. Say hello, Paul and Will.
Sup?
Hello.
And, as you can tell, we are taking this in a different direction. A direction of sight and mindfulness. And I can't keep going on with that. I tried so hard to keep that up. That was a ruse. Welcome to another episode of Big Mecha, the finale, Season 3 edition. Today we are reviewing a special movie, one that doesn't get talked about very much, but I feel like since it's been released, it's managed to get quite a following. Mm-hmm. Today's finale episode is going to be about Real Steel. But before we go into that, I just want to say, it's been a while, gentlemen. Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
It's been a few days.
A few days? Sir, we haven't talked to each other in a week.
That would be 7 days.
Yeah, that's more than a few. Don't get me mad already.
Hey,
are we doing geology timelines?
Because
that's like
Hey! I spent a couple of those days in a drugged haze due to having COVID. So yeah.
You actually got COVID?
Yeah, I went to the doctor, got tested, because I was like, the last time I felt this bad was when I came back from a cruise and I had COVID full on. So it was like, oh.
Wow, how many times have you gotten it?
3 times.
How the... nope, not gonna
You went
ask.
on a cruise, Sean.
Went on a cruise the first time.
I know.
Went on a cruise the first time.
I was listening, but I wasn't paying attention.
Second time I got it because...
So you admit it.
Second time I got it because my girlfriend at the time was constantly going to the parks and stuff, and she got it, and then me taking care of her, I caught it. And then...
Yeah, that's how that works.
Well, there's a reason she's your ex.
Third time, I'm guessing it's because I must have done something I must have picked it up from someone.
You angered God in this wonderful state of Florida. That's what you did, you dirty heathen.
No, I think it's because I got too lucky when I went to H-Mart, finding parking my first go through, walking into the supermarket with an under 10 minutes. Yeah, like that. It was basically, you've had too many good things going to this location. Now get bad.
Speaking of good things going on, because I do hope that you feel better, because I'm on basically at this point month 3 of being sick. So this is going to be the season 3 Big Mecha, the sick edition, big sick edition.
Very Nurgle, very demure.
Very.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to ask you guys a question. One that I have not deigned myself to ask in a little bit of a time. Probably like within the last, I don't know, probably the entire season, I think. I think I might have asked it on our lost episode of Metabots.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say the lost episode of the 5th Transformers film.
No. It hasn't been that long. So, the question is, have either of you done anything mecha-related recently?
Well, I'll let you go first.
Well, I have rediscovered...
I know what you fucking did, motherfucker!
No, you don't.
I see your access to my voodoo. I know exactly what you did.
I might have watched episode 1 of an old anime. Mm-hmm. The Harmony Gold titled it Robotech. It was originally called Macross Saga. It's very confusing to look up as to why everything is named the way it is. But point is, I watched the Harmony Gold show Robotech, just episode 1, because I haven't seen it in a really long time. I also recently did a side-by-side for Go Lion episode 1 and Voltron episode 1. Really interesting. I'm going to be honest. I might, and it'll take forever, I might do a episode to episode walking through of Go Lion and Voltron really slowly, because it's really interesting seeing Go Lion being this is the actual story. Then you watch Voltron and go, okay, so that's where they made a bunch of changes. Okay, and it's just getting the context of the differences is interesting because they're completely different shows, like 100% different. Characters have different personalities. The storyline's going to diverge at one point. There's a character that literally doesn't exist who's part of the main cast in Voltron because they wrote out another character's death by ignoring it. So that's going to happen.
Cool.
Yeah, that was really interesting to do that side by side. Also, for my brain to actually remember the voices of the original Voltron cast. I didn't realize they were still in my head. They are. I straight up remember what they all sound like. It's weird. And then, beyond that, I got the itch to pick up Armored Core again. I am doing very badly because you either get S rank
You're
or
out of
you
practice.
don't.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh no, it's not even out of practice. I didn't get S rank originally when I beat those missions. So the problem is it's really opaque about how to get an S rank. It doesn't tell you what to do better or what it is scoring you on. I had to go online and look up what people are like. So we're pretty sure we know that time is a factor. That's a known thing. But there was a mission I was beating in less than 30 seconds and it still only gave me an A. So I'm like, okay, that's stupid. I'm taking like 2% health damage and beating this in 30 seconds. What could you possibly need to get an S rank?
Did you
No
figure
idea.
it out?
No, I have no idea.
Really?
So I skipped it and went to the next mission. I'm mostly trying to get high enough, do better than what I did before, and then seeing if I can get near an S rank at least. But there are some missions that are just really, really hard. I mean, I genuinely have only beaten some of these missions once because they're really hard. So it's
Wow.
interesting, though.
I was not expecting that. Instead, I was hoping that you would have finished 13 Sentinels, but guess not.
Do you know how long that stinking game is? That it's like
Not as long as you've made it out to be. Good lord.
I've already put like 35 hours, and I'm like barely halfway.
Okay.
It shouldn't take you that long.
Okay, I can definitely understand that. Oh, man. I, myself, have been going through a bit of a Mass Effect and SWAT Cats phase.
Ooh.
After our last episode in a drugged up haze, I felt like I wanted to be the young child I was when it first aired on Cartoon Network. So I...
When you were a young warthog.
Yes, when I was a young warthog.
I'm going to let you have that one, but Will, this is a warning.
Oh, no, I love... Okay. Saying that my favorite jet is the A1 Warthog. That is literally, like, my favorite jet. The only one that was literally... a jet where they built it around the
was
gun.
Jetstorm, but okay.
It...
Really? Which version, Sean?
The Beast Machines one.
Ooh, okay.
Wow, really? Angry X
Yeah.
Jetstorm? Sassy
Yeah.
Angry X Jetstorm?
Yeah, you want to go about it?
But I've also been spending most of my time playing Mass Effect.
How far are you into? Are you playing the first
I
one?
already beat the first one. I'm on the second one right now. But I'm very tempted
Nice.
to go back
Okay.
and re-beat the first one because I'm now learning that there's certain conversations I didn't do that will screw me over in 3 because I only played 2 and I'm like, oh. And then going back and playing like all 3 again, I'm like, oh shit.
Now I'm assuming you're playing the Legendary Edition,
Oh yeah,
right?
I'm playing Legendary Edition on my PS5. I'm enjoying it so much. It's I enjoy it. It's fun. I will say I miss my save files from the first Mass Effect when I was playing it on Xbox 360, when I literally maxed out everything on my character and had everything on it.
You went through that game like 4 times.
Oh, no, I went through that game like 6 times. And I freaking loved it. I got every single ending there was, every option you could possibly do. and now I'm like, oh great, and I'm trying to make sure I don't get
a lot of grind.
Yeah, it's a lot of grind, and it's a lot of like I can tell I'm gonna wind up having to platinum this game because I want to get the good ending where not everybody dies. Spoiler alert. But
well, I mean, there's like 3 or 4 endings. I think they're color coded for 3.
Yeah.
Endings were a big sticking point.
In the first game, you have to have somebody die.
Yes. In the first game, you have to have somebody die. Apparently,
someone will die.
Apparently, there was an option that you could save both of them, but they never actually put it in the game. But
I mean,
they never
it's
wrote
either
it. Okay.
save the boring person who's completely useless, or save the fascist.
They're actually both boring, in my opinion. Like, seriously.
Yeah, but then you get boring fascism.
Yeah. But I just, I gave up. I'm like, it's one of these things where I'm like, I love the series. It's so much fun, and I hate to say it, it's the closest I'll ever get to an Outlaw Star. And I'm very, very tempted to get No Man's Sky so I can try to build the XGP in that game. Because
you can build your own ships in that game?
You can.
You can actually now. Yeah.
Oh, they finally added it. Nice.
Yeah.
They've added so much to that.
I've heard it's really, really good.
Yeah, that's one while I play it.
Paul, how does Mass Effect relate to Mecha?
There's a lot of mechs in this game. Like, there is a shit ton of mechs. Like, okay, there is a sentient race of AI mechs called the Geth. Then on top of that, the big villain, the Reapers, are actually AI constructs that killed their progenitor because they realized they didn't want to be oppressed and are now using other sentient races as fuel and allowing them to get to a certain part.
I'm not going to argue the biology of that and why that makes no sense when you are in outer space surrounded by radiation and raw materials, but you know what? We'll let them have it.
It's not even that. It's they use us to gain... No, they use us to gather resources for them, and they adapt our technology to update themselves. So it's basically they leave, let everybody harvest and gather resources, then they come in, steal everything, kill people off, and then leave them, and then leave again.
So they're raiders, essentially.
Yeah.
They're raiders who show up, steal all the stuff that the farmers have been making, and then leave enough farmers alive to make more farmers.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay. That's just why they're called Reapers, because they reap a bunch of stuff and then leave.
Oh, yeah. It's...
Okay, so that makes kind of sense. I will say that unfortunately, like most sci-fi, you just gotta kind of let it ride.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's one of those things where if you are a giant machine race, the math just doesn't math. That's not how that... It's like the Matrix was using humans as batteries. That's stupid, and that makes no sense.
Yeah.
What made more sense was using the humans as living computer parts like RAM and CPU, and then purposely feeding off of all of our knowledge and using us to learn about how the human brain works, to learn abstraction, to learn all the stuff that we do. That makes sense. Living batteries makes no sense. You have to pour so much energy into making a human. It doesn't work.
Yeah.
Just like if you're a raider... Yeah, you could do that. You could also just mine 2 planets and get as many resources as 1,000 worlds where people are mining slowly over time. Mm-hmm. So it's like you could just purpose build that. You could build 1 Dyson sphere, harvest an entire star. Like, when you're talking about species that are interstellar and have really advanced technology, the stuff that they can do is like, why would you mine a planet for resources when you can just go harvest 2 asteroids? Or take a diamond the size of a moon, like our moon.
Yeah.
And it's like, you would never have to do diamond again. You could just break that 1 diamond into 1 billion pieces.
Yeah.
So it's like, I get it, but it is also silly because that's how sci-fi works.
But it's sci-fi. You either like it,
Yeah.
you either love it and let the inconsistencies go, or you hate it and all the tiny inconsistencies just nag at you infinitely.
Yeah. And besides, it's Mass Effect.
Yeah.
Mass Effect is a really fun franchise. There's a lot of great characters. The writing is really good for a bunch of them. It's a ton of fun getting to know everybody. Like, it's a fun sci-fi adventure story.
And I'm slowly enjoying it. I'm gonna keep playing until I get the ending I want. But it's a fun story so far. But
That's awesome.
let's get back onto Real Steel, my actual pick for this.
Wow, really? You're gonna skip
Oh,
me?
I'm sorry.
Wow. You are
You know
a
what,
bitch.
Sean? I am so sorry. I know you did something extremely important and mecha related this week. What was it?
I actually did,
I know you did.
you bitch.
I know you did. I've been watching you.
After we did our last recording, I spent a couple more hours achieving the Platinum Trophy for Anthem.
Oh.
Praise me now. It only took me 2 weeks.
You know what?
God.
Do you need like a therapist?
Okay, so here's the thing. It's not a bad game. It's really not.
No,
It has
it's
a lot of
buggy
issues.
as shit, though.
It's still really buggy, and it's going to remain that way until it dies, January 12th.
Yep.
Yeah.
It will die as it
But
lived.
it's not a bad game. Like, even if you want to say, like, everything becomes super spongy, the way that they have you handle things when you become OP relatively quickly, it doesn't start off that way, because it's very not coded for single-player missions.
No.
But when you finally manage to get your upgrades and you start, like, actually, using your characters, you can become broken as shit. Like, you can actually, like, once you get, like, a legendary weapon and you just go to ham on everything, it basically becomes, like, a power, fantasy inside of a Iron Man mech suit. It's wild.
Yeah. And part of
My
that is
issues
there was
with it
no
are the
ongoing
story.
patches.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're never going to get those.
Yeah. And that's where balancing would come in, and they would try to change things, keep it fun, but...
Yeah, the only changes that they really implemented are, like, some festive stuff, and, like, for, like, certain holidays, but that's about it.
Yeah, they have their version of Halloween, their version of Christmas.
Yeah. Everything does.
So, the story sucks. Like, I don't care about the story one bit.
The only good thing out of the entire story is the single line they use as the mantra for the people in the suits, which is strong alone, stronger together. And I like that a lot. It's also a really good distillation of how our species works. That's how humanity works and why we're the number one thing on the planet. Because we're strong alone, and when you put, like, even a few of us together, we just start winning. That's literally what it is.
Yeah.
So, aside from that line, considering that this is a BioWare game, and it was written, at least maybe the first draft, by the Mass Effect writer, who is not with BioWare anymore. He's actually working with Wizards of the Coast right now, working on Exodus.
God, he was there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So was Casey Hudson, who I will be mentioning again in a couple minutes here. Casey Hudson also worked on the Mass Effect trilogy as well, along
That
with
is
KOTOR
wild
and
that they wrote
other
this.
BioWare games.
They wrote this story?
So
Okay.
Casey Hudson
This is the
started
reason.
it. Thought
Wait, this is the reason why BioWare kind of died. Anthem kept losing writers. And,
let me explain. Let me
and
explain.
everything.
Let me explain. Yeah, so Casey Hudson started it. He basically said, "Hey, I have an idea on how we can make money for this. I'm going to pitch something to EA, and if they like it, we'll go ahead and do it." So he ended up pitching Anthem to them. And he's like, this could be, an ongoing multiplayer game that's going to be, like, reminiscent of Destiny. We're going to be able to go ahead and do cosmetics, microtransactions, basically.
live service.
Enough way for us to actually get enough of more money, more stuff flowing in. And I don't know what his process behind that was, but I'm thinking maybe he was thinking if the more money that BioWare can rake in, the more they can actually put towards another project that they actually want to do.
Revenue
so
stream.
he basically set it up, got the project started, was there for like a year, maybe 2 years, and then dipped from BioWare altogether.
Oh,
He's like,
man.
"Hey, you guys are on a good track. I'm gonna head out." So he heads out, and then BioWare, the people left over, are like, what are we doing?" They don't know. They didn't know what else they were gonna do. So basically, they were, trying to get all their different leads to come up with different things that they would just throw at the wall to see if it would stick. And the only thing that really did was Flight. And then they initially took that out until an EA higher-up said, "Hey, why isn't there Flight? Flight should be something that should be in here." And so EA was the one who actually wanted it to succeed. Not only because A, revenue stream, but B, apparently they actually really thought that it could work. So
I still think if it had
it went
done
through a
correctly,
whole lot of
it would've.
restructuring. Casey Hudson ended up coming back years later. I think he actually came back either on the last year or like a year and a half to 2 years prior to the end.
Dang.
And he helped finish Anthem. He's like, "Wow, this isn't a sorry state. Let's go ahead and try to get this out."
Finish is a
Gets
strong
it out.
word.
Again, yes. He gets it out. And then as soon as it's out, he's like, "Okay, cool, I'm out." Dips BioWare again.
God.
So-
yeah. Anthem still
Yeah.
is one of the most disappointing things that they made, because if it had actually done, I mean, I know "if" is a strong word in the video game industry, but
Yeah.
the people and the companies behind this, it shouldn't have fallen apart this badly. But even when it did, if somebody had said, "Okay, we shit the bed, we can fix this," because they could have, and then they had spent a year or two putting almost no money into maintenance and all of their money into legitimately revamping it and done the Final Fantasy XIV thing like they said they wanted to, that could have worked. But by then, the EA mantra had set in of, "You had your release, you didn't make enough, now it's time to let it go." And they just completely cut it down to like bare bones, even though it was still broken. And that's why I played it like a year or two after it came out for like $5 or something, and it was still busted.
I paid like
There was-
$6 for the ultimate.
There was
edition.
a mission I had to do like 4 or 5 times, and I never even saw the actual movie. I had to look online to see what the in-game movie is, because it never played correctly. It just kept breaking.
Do you remember which one it was?
I don't remember. It was toward the end, though.
Okay. Because... Oh, okay. So spoilers for people who are trying to
Spoilers
play
for this
Anthem,
game that's about to die.
after this comes out, because this is definitely not going to be available by the time this comes out.
Yeah, spoilers
so
for a game
spoilers
that
for
no
Anthem.
longer exists.
Yeah.
Yeah. The end is so uneventful. I'm like, oh my
Convoluted.
god.
It's clearly like meant to be
It was
the
set
story
up
will
for
continue
Endgame.
for in like the
Yeah.
first expansion, and they were like, so 3 months after we release the game, we'll release the expansion and we'll start drumming up buzz a month in, and that never happened. But
Yep.
there's also skeletal structure things that aren't great. Like, there's a lot of NPCs in the town, but the fact that you never interact with another living person means it's not an MMO, so it's not Destiny, it's not any game with a lobby. The fact that when you're unlocking suits, I don't like the way they had you unlock suits. I think it's stupid. The idea that you lock behind grind whole suits with no way to test them out beforehand is stupid, because the gameplay for each of the suits is wildly different. And as you level up, when you pick the ones you want to do, it gets harder to level as you go farther, because that's how an RPG works. So now if you're trying to work on that last one, you'll spend longer trying to unlock the final suit, not play with it, unlock it, than you did the other 3, and you're sitting there and you still haven't even started using it because you haven't even unlocked it. Then once you unlock it, now you can start to grind it. It's not you shouldn't be locking gameplay methods behind a progression wall. It should be locked behind like a story progression. So like as you finish the story, you unlock other suits. But that shouldn't be a no. You got to go out, do missions, and just blindly grind out levels to unlock all of this stuff. And it's like that. That's not fun. What if the last one you unlock turns out to be your favorite, but you didn't know because you're 30 to 40 hours in and you finally unlocked it, and you're like, I don't want to put another 10 hours in to make this suit good.
So, I agree to an extent. However, I didn't really have that issue because I was busy trying to do all the unlocks for specific gear and weapons, so it really didn't bother me as much as it did for you. What bothered me was their really bad RNG when it comes to those said drops.
Oh, that RNG was not good.
My god.
It was real bad.
So,
I remember it not being good.
It was... Alright, so you do not have access to any specific weapon except whatever's given to you as default. And then, whenever you get a drop, you then have access to that weapon. You can continue using that weapon in challenges in order to try and craft, leveled up versions of those weapons later. Which, the crafting portion, I get. That's kind of cool. I'll agree to that. But you can't buy any of the other weapons that you're missing. Like, their shop only really works for legendary items or epic items, and they aren't tailored to those specific weapons that you need, especially the ones that are especially for the ones that are needed for either the challenges or the trophies. So I got stuck towards the end of my run with 3 weapons that were not dropping at all.
Wow.
So basically I had to get to the final unlock of the different suits. I basically did as much as I could with that one. And then I had to change the mission tier all the way up to second hardest, basically, and hoping that people would join me, because surprisingly there was actually a small dedicated portion of people who are actually playing the game.
There are people who
PS5.
really like it, and they're still actively playing.
Yeah, and so I'm hoping that people would join, and as soon as I get in, with being at that higher tier, I'd get more drops, sometimes better drops, but the problem is, it's still RNG. You don't know if you're going to be getting the thing that you're looking for. So,
That's true.
There's that. Again, story sucks. I hated the town. I hated walking through the town.
Walking
it's
around
so terrible.
for no reason. It just stretches out, and there's nothing there. It's the same areas, and you're just running by them. Nothing changes. Nothing happens. There's no other living people. It's all NPCs.
And it's so slow. Even if you
there's no run.
Press the sprint button, it's so slow. And it's all done in first person, which really bugs me, because it's like, why are you creating a character with a face and everything, and you barely see their face except in maybe 2 cutscenes throughout the entire game?
Yeah.
It's just...
and the entire game
there's no reason for that.
is third person.
Yeah.
The town is first person. The game is third. So why?
Yeah, it makes no sense. So there's that. All the secondary characters are really boring to talk to, or they have no point being there. Like Will, I think maybe Paul, but Will, one of the shows that you and I share in common is Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Oh, I love Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Oh yeah, Paul likes that too.
I binged that
so
before everyone else.
We all love Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Yeah.
There is a character who's a side character that has no bearing on the plot whatsoever. The only reason you would need to talk to him is just to get a little tick stat change for your loyalty stuff. That's it. And one of those characters is played by Brooklyn Nine-Nine's Jolo Trulio, who plays Detective Boyle in that show.
Oh, wow. Really?
His character is basically just a busybody that you basically know from Brooklyn Nine-Nine, who's just as annoying in this, except in that show, he's a lovable character who has multiple people to interact with.
Okay.
The only person he interacts with in this game is you when you choose to.
And you don't say anything.
And it just makes no sense because he has no bearing on the story whatsoever.
Oh, okay. So it's not like
He's
not like Cade 6 in Destiny, how like
No,
like
not at all.
I will say this. Cade 6
It's like a badly written Cade 6.
Yeah, like Cade 6 on his own could be considered annoying. Because he's constantly
on his own,
like
sure.
He's
but
Deadpool.
he's relevant
Yeah,
to the
he's
plot.
relevant to
Yeah.
the plot.
Like,
he interacts with other
He's
characters.
so relevant to the plot that he officially died in the last
Yeah.
expansion.
Oh, damn.
It's several
Not this one that
expansions
just
ago.
came out, but the one prior.
Yeah. Several months ago.
No, he died like literally like either on the last one or the one before that.
Like officially?
Like officially died. Like his ghost cannot re-res him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was an entire expansion for that, but I hate to
It was
just break
2.
it to you. I think that was like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's close enough. I don't. The way they push out content's stupid too.
That's because that's a model that they adapted from a model when they were under a larger company. So it happens.
doesn't feel the same.
They've changed things from then, and it's still whatever. I'm not going to
Destiny
get
2
into
does
it.
not feel the same as Destiny 1. I'll be the first to say that.
Right, nothing does.
Yeah.
So I lost my train of thought. Anyways, the NPCs, none of them are remotely fun to talk to. Even the ones that even give you story missions, because you're basically there just to have a reason to go out and say, "Hey, let's go do this." Fetch quest or this this extermination quest, and just do that repeatedly. It's
That's
like,
not fun.
all right, you have nothing that of any kind of consequence. I'm done with you. So, yeah, anything narrative wise for this particular game is just terrible. Gameplay, fun. I love flying in the mech suit. It's so cool. It's so wonderful. Like I was playing that, and then going straight to Spyro 2. And Spyro 2, where you have to do underwater missions, I'm like, this sucks. It's terrible.
It's much
and,
older.
like, even with the remake that they did for Spyro 2, it's just like, these controls are terrible for that. Why couldn't they fix it? Yet, Anthem put a lot of fine-tuning into it. So, Anthem, I salute you, R.I.P. You had bones that could have grown, but didn't.
Mm-hmm.
And it sucks to see you die as a mere babe.
So what you're saying is
Anyways.
It's too bad they had osteoporosis?
Ooh. Damn.
I'm going to let you stew on that one.
Is it a bone broth?
God damn it. You had to double up, didn't you?
Feels good.
But the reason why I brought up Casey Hudson earlier is because this is also relevant to Mecha and Game Awards. On the Game Awards the other night, they announced a new Star Wars game called Fate of the Old Republic.
Ooh.
It's not done by BioWare. It's going to be an action RPG with Casey Hudson as the director.
That's interesting.
That has promise, but so did Star Wars 1313, which got canceled. The remake
fair,
of
that was,
KOTOR and
LucasArts that
KOTOR 2
canceled that, and
also
LucasArts
sounded
went
good.
under.
Those are both canceled and dead. So maybe they'll actually finish this one? I mean,
It's
maybe?
as long as he doesn't leave his own studio, I'm sure he will.
Well, we can't do anything about that. Sometimes you got to go out for milk, you know?
Yeah. But that I'm done with Casey Hudson. The other thing that I want to mention from the Game Awards, which got me so fucking
The
hyped.
9.
No. What?
Expedition 33 won 9 awards.
That
That
has
has
nothing to do with Mecha.
Oh, okay. I thought that's what he was hyped about.
I love Expedition 33, but we're not going to get into that
Okay.
here.
No, this is not a French enough podcast for that.
So, Game Awards had an on-stage orchestra where sometimes they would actually play some music before they did their game announcement. And the song that I heard got me so hyped, and it gave me chills. Dun da 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 dun da 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 dun 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 da 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 dun 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 da 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 da. Sound
Seriously?
familiar, guys?
They played that?
They played Mega Man. and then they unveiled a trailer for a brand new Mega Man game.
Nice.
Damn.
What kind of
It's
Mega
going to
Man
be
game is it?
2D, but it looks so beautiful already, not coming out till 2027. It's called
Jesus.
Mega Man Dual Overdrive.
So it's not a numbered entry. They're just actually making a more on its own brand new one.
Yeah,
Nice.
it looks like it's going to be like taking a lot that they learned from like Mega Man 12 and just like whatever they want. Like if you look at the trailer after we're done recording tonight, you'll be flabbergasted just by from the preview of what it looks like. It looks so crisp already. I was so excited.
That gives me hope that Capcom will go back in their catalog and maybe finally re-release Mega Man Legends 1 and 2.
Ooh, I love Legends.
Or X Command Mission.
Or Command Mission. These are like the...
'Cause-
They're like the only games they haven't
during
re-released.
the Summer Games Fest, they announced all the Star Force games.
Yes, they
being
did.
re-released.
Those are getting a collection, which is wild because I didn't know if they would. I know that Battle Network did, but they are basically they're technically the unofficial sequel to Battle Network because of how they play, and they were on the mobile console DS. So those coming back out is really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. So I'm excited for that. But yeah, that's pretty much everything mech related I did, other than this movie that Paul tried to transition us to earlier, with forgetting my feelings.
Still mildly inappropriate title for a movie, but I let them have it.
You mean Robot Jocks the game, the movie? I'm sorry, not Robot Jocks. Rock'em Sock'em Robots the game, the movie.
You know, funny you should say that. Are you familiar with science fiction author Richard Matheson?
I am. He wrote many a Twilight Zone story.
He also wrote I Am Legend. He wrote a story called Steel, which is apparently the story that this movie is actually based on.
Did you read it?
No, I went looking for a copy. I couldn't kind of find one in the last couple days.
Useless.
I'm sorry, I don't have enough money.
I mean, you could just check Google Play to see if it's there.
Fair. Sometimes they have stuff. Yeah, no, this is apparently based off of the story. I'm assuming it's a short story because Matheson was like 50-50. It might be that or a novella sort of thing. It could also be full length, but it's mostly in collections with other stories, so it's shorter. I will eventually read it and then randomly talk about it on our cast. So I'll let you know.
Okay.
So I just found on Google Play, they do have a book called Steel and Other Stories. It's on there, but it's actually a pretty hefty price for $18. Good
That's
Lord.
the full price of the physical version. Just buy the physical version.
Yeah.
If you're going to pay that much.
Yeah, that's how much it is on as an ebook. Good,
It upsets
that's
me when they do
insane.
that with ebooks. If you're going to do an ebook, it should be like half the publisher price because there's no reason that a zero overhead digital file should cost as much as the physical book. That's bullshit.
Now, I don't condone piracy, but if you can find a free copy...
Now, look, this is a Big Mecha podcast. We don't talk about pirates, but just, just saying.
Okay.
Exactly.
All right. I know this is going to be very unpopular for me saying this, and it's shocking.
I mean, it's usually you in general, so
It's
yes.
usually, and this is very shocking. Me saying this, I understand the price tag being as expensive as it is for an ebook. For
Why?
two reasons. One,
Okay.
when you purchase the ebook, you have to pay that full price because, honestly, so many people will leak it online and share it that you kind of know that as soon as you release one, it's already out there. But you can say the same thing
Okay.
for digital videos. And
Right.
a lot of these, I get.
So far, this is a nothing point that you're making. I'm just saying.
I mean, you know what? I'm actually realizing halfway through, my opinion on this is based off of the writers that I'm a big fan of, which are indie writers who write either on like Amazon Press, who.
Okay,
So that's
so
a difference.
I will give you
so
that.
that is a different. Like my
It's not
opinion
quite
for this.
Richard
is,
Matheson, who I don't think is even still alive anymore.
Yeah, yeah. So
Right.
so
Also-
I'm
So
sorry.
that in that regard, when it comes to actual indie authors or anything like
Yeah.
that, especially like ones that
Yeah.
I've am a huge fan of. There's a guy who's oh god, why am I blanking on his name? He's such a good author. He ended up coming out with a series of books that when we worked over at a bookstore, over yonder, he ended up helping release a series of books with the CSI guy called Level 23. His name is Dwayne Swierczynski.
Cool.
Dwayne Swierczynski. Really, really cool author. He basically writes a lot of pulp fiction novels and whatnot. Lots of like crime noir stuff. I asked him one day on Twitter, when it was Twitter, I'm like, hey, I want to support your books. I want to know what is the best way to buy them. Can I buy them? Should I buy them online or should I buy them physical? Because either way, I want to make sure that you get the most amount of money no matter what. And he goes, thank you very much for asking. It really doesn't really matter which way you do it. Honestly, you can go digital or physical, and I'll still end up finding some way to get some of that. So no worries.
That's good to know.
Okay.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I will also say, rather than any of those options, visit your local library.
Mm-hmm.
You're already paying for it.
That's true too. That is, well,
much.
yeah.
I will say this.
It's paid for by taxes. They're owned by the city. You might as well get it already. It's there.
Like
Government. Anyways,
my favorite author, Travis Deverell. He's doing the He Who Fights with Monsters series. His first book is actually being released in January. Officially, he's actually having an official. He actually got published by an actual publisher, and it's going to be in bookstores starting in January. And he's already written 14 volumes already that they've already adapted to audiobooks and everything that's on Audible at the moment. And he's still writing.
oh wow.
But the first book is actually being published for real in January, and I'm just shocked because this series has been going on for a while. And
You know what else is shocking?
this movie.
Putting a fork in an outlet?
What Will said, but also the stacked cast we have in this movie.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Such a weird cast. Such a weird cast.
It's so
Let's go through
impressive.
it real quick.
It's so impressive that this movie did not get bigger notoriety.
So, this movie came out in 2011 with a plot that's set in 2020. Just
Wow. Wow. 9 years.
Just thought I could
Gave the world
just thought
9
I'd throw
years
that out
to
there real
build
quick.
like giant robots that beat each other up. They're like, UFC will be
Yeah.
usurped in the next decade by robots.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? Okay, so speaking of Steele and Richard Matheson, real quick, just another tangent upon a tangent upon a tangent.
Oh
Back
my
to the
goodness.
original tangent.
Putting a hat on a hat.
So, this story, Steele, was adapted into a 1963 Twilight Zone episode.
Holy cow.
And I do remember watching it because it was
Wow.
about boxers who showed up as, who looked human, but were actually robots, and they were fighting each other.
Cool. I'll have to look up that episode.
You know, it's funny you should say that. Are you gentlemen familiar with Japanese animation?
Yeah.
Not at all.
No?
I
Okay.
don't like
So,
movies whatsoever.
Paul, you're a man of culture. You know what anime is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So there's this anime called Megalobox, which
I own that.
Oh, God.
I haven't watched
there are
it
two
yet.
seasons to it. The first and a second. They're very different storylines. The first season is essentially the exact same story that's in this movie, which is a spoiler. Real Steel is basically just a boxing underdog story, but now there's robots. That's basically what it is. I like this story a lot. I like that archetype. That's a fun archetype. I enjoy it. It's very hopeful and wholesome.
Yeah.
It's someone working hard from very low, the underdog, and making their way up and being recognized for their abilities. It's very, very fun to watch, and it makes you feel good. But that story is also the first season of Megalobox, which is a remake with a sci-fi tinge of an old boxing anime that I believe was called the... It's not Hajime no Ippo, that's the Passion of Ippo.
Damn it, that's the one I was thinking of.
No, it's not. Because the main character's name in this is Joe, because it's based off of an anime from like the 60s called... I think it's not... That's Passion of Ippo. This one is Higashikata no Joe, I think. It's essentially about a guy named Joe who's a boxer. And it's a very, boxing underdog story. I have not gone back to watch the original or to look up the original manga, but that's apparently what Megalobox was based on. The first season is very much that. The second season delves more into the aftermath of what they go through. But the argument back and forth in that the whole time is you have humans who are really, really augmented, like they have full limb replacements and like nervous system tied in stuff. And then you have humans who just basically put on an exosuit that's just a torso and it makes your arms hit harder. And that's it. But they're still people. And they're hitting way harder than they used to. And it's essentially, that's the world of Megalobox. It's really, really good. I highly recommend the anime. But it is the boxing story, which is what this movie is. It's an archetype. It's very fun. If you find yourself watching this movie and being like, I really like that, it felt good, go ahead and try a boxing movie. You probably will like it.
Yeah.
It's basically what this is. It's a lot of fun, though.
Cool. I'll definitely check it out. I've been wanting to watch it. I just haven't gotten around to it yet.
The thing I will recommend is the first season is very, very hopeful. Does the whole thing. Season 2 is kind of the fallout of hitting that peak, and after a peak is a valley, so things are a little rougher in season 2, but for the characters. But it's still very much based off of like people being people and coming together, and just it's nice. It is
nice. I'll definitely check it out. So let's go ahead and get into specifics on this one real quick. So Real Steel was a movie that came out in 2011. It had a budget of 110 million, and made 300 million.
Yeah, no, it was, for what it was. There's a lot of scenes where I'm like, it's shot really well, but it's just really nice cameras and like good actors.
Yeah.
So on top of that, there were animatronic robots that were built for the movie. Motion cap was used for a lot of the fighting scenes and a lot of the like stuff where you can see them move around a lot more. So basically, they opted to do a lot of practical effects over CGI. Like, there's some CGI on it,
100%.
but not a lot.
There's a lot of...
It's actually...
It's a really grounded movie, and even the parts that I know they mocapped, all of the robots, this is one of those movies where, just like Pacific Rim 1, specifically 1, the robots move like a robot. I will also include in here Mecha Godzilla in the movie where King Kong and Godzilla fight Mecha Godzilla. That moved like a robot.
GVK?
Yeah, that one. In those movies in particular, Real Steel and those two, the robots all move like robots, so they have weight, they have limited ranges of motion, they're not a person. You will notice when the robots are like punching and swinging, they look super stiff, and my brain realized, because when an actual person goes to swing their arm, our torsos are super, like, there's a whole lot going on. Your spine twists, you can move, they don't move the same way. They are very specific in what they can do. So it looks stiff, and that's because your brain is used to seeing a person do it, and there's so many more parts that move on a person. So it's really cool. Like, even the parts that are CG, I mean, I couldn't tell you every scene where it was and wasn't CG, because there's a lot of, like, when they're in the junkyard, full practical. Really well. It blends super well.
And they took their time.
It's the best-looking mecha movie I've seen besides, again, Pacific Rim, because, also, like, even Transformers can't even compare to that.
They took their time with this movie. They took their time with this movie, and they... like specifically on making sure that the bots, they blended so well. Like there are scenes where you know that there's a puppet there, that is literally a puppet, but at the same time they blended it so well that you can't tell that the disbelief is right there. I love it. I love this movie. This is like one of
There's
my
parts where my brain was like, they totally just built a life-size version of that robot with its arms down and just left it there. And then they shot this scene with the kid talking to it because it cuts at a different point to the robot moving, and I'm like, that's the CGI robot. Then it cuts to a wide shot, and I'm like, that's just a statue, basically.
Yeah.
But it works. Because, again, the robot is a robot. When it's not moving, it will just stand there and do nothing. Yeah. Because it's not supposed to move. And it works. So there's so much blending. Also, whoever did the cinematography for this, it's really good. Like, the shots are so clean in this movie.
Cinematographer Mauro Fiore.
This movie did not get...
Pulling him up right now.
This movie did not get the credit it deserved. It really didn't.
It's really good.
It really did.
More people should watch this movie, and I don't know if you could do a 2 necessarily, because it's not really how it's built, but it's a good movie.
This movie didn't do well enough, and it's better it just being on its own, in my opinion.
I'm going to pull some film highlights that he's done where he was cinematographer. We've got Get Carter, Driven, Training Day, The Island, Smoking Aces, The Kingdom, Avatar, The A-Team, Real Steel, Equalizer, Southpaw, Spider-Man No Way Home, Madam Web.
Hey, look, it's not all that person's fault. The shots were... It's actually...
You can do whatever you can.
You know, the funny part is...
He makes them look pretty. He makes them look pretty.
I do...
He could make a turd look pretty.
His job to fix.
Yeah, he could make a turd look pretty. That's it.
The shots are constructed well, and saying all of those movies, I get flashes from some of them, and my brain's like, yeah, I kind of do see that this guy did all those movies, because there's a couple scenes where my brain's like, that does look a lot like a scene that I just watched, and so I can kind of see that person's influence in it, which is cool. And the cinematography was not what made Madam Web a not great movie, that was never my problem with that film.
That's never the problem. There was...
So production companies was DreamWorks Pictures, Reliance Entertainment, 21 Labs Entertainment, and Montford Murphy Productions, who basically did a lot of the CG work.
Okay.
Now, one thing that I did note here in the wiki, it says, for scenes when computer-generated robots brawl, simulcam motion capture technology developed for the film Avatar was used. They used the same tech as Avatar. No wonder why it looks so fucking good.
No wonder it looks so seamless.
No, it's really good. And like I said, they adapted the mocap, and then they restricted the robot's motion so it wouldn't look weird and like too fluid and too anything. It still looks like a robot. It's wild.
Yeah.
But I think most of that mocap would have been for when they had the robot, Adam. When they had Adam doing the shadowboxing parts, that's when they were doing the mocap tech to match exactly what the human on screen is doing. Yeah, because to be able to track all those points and to really match it, it was uncanny how well it matched, because I was just absolutely blown away that they were able to do that, because that's a lot of animation, and they did it really, really well. Like, there are mistakes, but first time through, when it was in its shadow mode, it was just straight up actually matching what the actors did. And from a CG standpoint and an animation standpoint, top score. Very good.
I will say this. I do like that in the fact that his shadow mode, whenever he's using it, there is not a scene where the robot is not looking at him. They made a point to make sure that he was
stares directly at the human that it's supposed to shadow, and it just keeps staring at them because that's how it works. It has to track you, so it has to literally look.
Like most of the time, they're like, "Oh,
it's
watching it," and like behind his head, he can, like, no, he has to actually look. Like the eyes are looking. Yep. It is chef's kiss.
So the director is someone who is actually pretty big at this point.
Really?
I was actually telling Paul this earlier, but it's Sean Levy.
Oh yeah,
You may
it was.
recognize him from such recent projects as Deadpool and Wolverine, The Atom Project, Free Guy, but he was also the director for Big Fat Liar, Just Married, Cheaper by the Dozen, The Pink Panther, Night at the Museum, Night at the Museum, Battle at the Smithsonian.
A lot of these
Night
are
at the Museum,
after
Secret
Real Steel
Tomb.
too.
Yeah, he also did Date Night, which was the Tina Fey and Steve Carell
Yeah,
movie.
watch that.
And currently, he is working on Star Wars Starfighter.
Oh yeah,
But
he's
on
doing
top
that
of
one.
that, yeah. But on top of that, for TV shows, he's done quite a bit too. He did Secret World of Alex Mack,
Nice.
the Lassie reboot, Animorphs, the famous Jet Jackson,
I love
Jet
Jet
Jackson the movie.
That's
He did Kimmy Schmidt, and he directed 10 episodes of Stranger Things.
damn.
He did all of Kimmy Schmidt?
No, he only did one episode.
Holy crap, he did 10 episodes of Strangers? There's only like 30-something of that show. That's a lot of
Yeah.
that show.
Oh wow, and the music was
Yeah,
done by
Wow.
he did a
the
lot.
music was
He
done by
is-
Danny
Well,
Elfman.
he's definitely well known. Hot dog.
Yeah, so major props to him for scoring something that big. Relative. Well, I want to say
And that's
relatively early,
why
but that was like
there's no
towards,
Real
like, the middle
Steel
of his
2.
career.
He's way too good
Well-
at his job.
I'm going to get to that in just a minute. So we also have multiple people stacked in the cast as well. We've got Hugh Jackman, aka Wolverine.
Well,
I
AKA...
mean, I don't really need to introduce
No, I know
Hugh
that.
Jackman here. We know who he
Okay,
is.
no, one of the things that you do need to introduce, what does Hugh Jackman play in this movie that I did not expect him to ever play?
Deadbeat
Yeah.
Dad.
An actual, and not like, oh, he's kind of a deadbeat. No,
he is
he
a
repeatedly in this film does not like that his kid is there, is constantly trying to get rid of him, has zero belief that he is good for to be around him. Like, he truly is an actual, like, not great dad.
Oh yeah,
And it was weird
Yeah.
for me to see that, because that's against character for him.
yeah. Like, even
Well, you do also remember his role in Chappie, right?
That was against role, too.
yeah. He's a good
But
actor.
he does,
He is a good actor.
He does get, they go after him for that in that movie. So
Yeah, they get him
Yeah.
good.
His son is played by a child actor named Dakota Goyo, who I found out stopped acting in 2014.
wow, only 3 years after
He
this
hasn't
movie.
been in anything since. So he was in Real Steel. He was in Thor as young Thor.
Wow.
He was a voice in Rise of the Guardians. And
The Owl movie.
I'm looking at anything else. That's pretty much the only
No,
notable
Rise of the
notable
Guardians is the other
stuff.
one.
Rise
Like,
of the
that's-
Guardians,
he
that
hasn't really been in much.
Christmas movie?
Yeah, Rise of the Guardians is a Christmas one.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
always mix
So-
up Rise of the Guardian. The name Rise of the Guardian.
With Guardians of the
Yeah,
Gahul.
with Guardians of Gahul.
Yes.
Like, I
Yes,
always mix those
100%
two
that.
up. Like, but I love Rise of the Guardians.
Yeah.
Rise of the Guardians is great. Is a pinnacle Christmas movie in my opinion. Like, that is definitely a good Christmas movie. But honestly, when I first saw him, I thought he was the kid from Phantom Menace. He reminds
wow.
me of the kid from Phantom Menace. He's not. He's not. He's not. That dude is like much older and like.
He was definitely
Yeah.
older by then. Also, that Jake Lloyd was not acting.
Oh yeah,
by then.
Jake Lloyd.
Yeah, and by
is-
2011,
Oh.
Jake Lloyd would have been, even when they were filming it in like 2008, that would have been 7 or 8 years later. He would have been in his 20s.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
I know it's not him, but I always mix the two of them up. But yeah, it's.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Jake Lloyd. I'm sorry, bro. I am so sorry for you.
Anyways, moving on from that depressing note, we also have anti-vaxxer Evangeline Lilly.
Wow, that's what we're doing?
Yeah,
Hey, it
This
is true.
podcast is going to get canceled.
No.
nobody listens. Anyways,
Jesus.
anyways,
We're cancel
so
proof. There's no one in the room.
Right. So most people would know her probably for Lost, but she was also in such Marvel movies known as, I don't know, maybe Ant-Man, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Avengers Endgame, Quantum Mania.
So all the Ant-Man stuff, because she's his love
terrible
interest.
Hobbit movies.
She's the
okay, you know what?
Oh yeah,
don't
she's,
say that. Don't
she's
say
a hot elf
Hobbit.
girl.
Yeah,
who bangs the Hobbit.
Tamerlane.
Apparently, she was also in Freddy vs. Jason as an uncredited school student.
Wow.
Interesting.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay.
Didn't expect that,
No,
but all right.
not really. That completely. Oh, all right, here you go.
Right? Wow. So apparently she lent her voice, and I'm guessing also maybe her likeness for Call of Duty Black Ops 4, but she didn't do the same for Lost the video game. Shame on her.
Wow. That's weird.
I think there might have been an issue there, but
It's almost like they lost
Anyways.
it. Hey.
Next, with the person who I think actually really enjoyed his role in this, Anthony Mackie.
he was in like 10 minutes of this movie.
I forgot he was in this.
He's in 10 minutes of this movie.
Yeah, I didn't realize he was in it, but okay, so not just him, but the guy who plays the, I guess, Texan, the generic Southern rodeo guy who was also a boxer.
Yeah.
Who plays that guy? Because he's in a bunch of other stuff too. Kevin Durant. Yeah, so the two of them I did not expect to see in this movie. Anthony Mackie, before Marvel, weird pull. Did not expect that.
Right?
Like, this is pre-Marvel.
This is pre-Marvel,
With Marvel,
post
you would recognize him
8 Mile.
as the Falcon, Sam Wilson, also known as the new Captain America.
Captain Falcon.
So he's been in a ton of Marvel
that's
things.
a different character.
Yep.
So his very first movie was 8 Mile.
Yeah.
I've not seen that
Oh
yet.
yeah,
but
no,
apparently that
he's
started
the
things for
rapper.
him.
He's one of he gets destroyed by Eminem.
Yeah.
Apparently for that
There you
scene,
go.
Eminem was all of the insults he flings at Anthony Mackie's character are based off of Anthony Mackie.
Yeah.
They're not based off the
Holy
character.
shit.
The look on his face when he says it, when he gets it said to him, is genuine because he didn't know that's what he was going to do. And so Eminem flinging all that at him is him reciting parts of his life. So the look of what the fuck is very real because he didn't know that was going to happen.
Yeah, and the look of
awesome.
I'm gonna
It
beat
is.
your ass.
Oh.
I'm gonna beat your ass, white boy was literally
Yeah, the look of
real.
What the fuck are you doing? He was genuinely getting mad. Because it
gotta
was
watch that
personal.
movie.
It's really, it's very funny.
You know what? I'll say
So
this.
here's a random pull I didn't expect for him. He's an Abraham Lincoln vampire hunter.
He is?
I need to rewatch that. I haven't seen it in
Anthony
years.
Mackie?
I didn't know he was
I
in that.
never watched that. And
Yeah.
who the fuck does he play?
Oh,
Will Johnson.
what? He play.
Will Johnson, a free African American and sometime personal valet of Abraham Lincoln.
Okay.
I just pulled that from the wiki.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
He's a real
haven't
person.
watched that film. I don't know what we're talking
I've
about.
Oh, I watched
I've
it many
seen
times.
it. I just don't remember
Never
him.
Bad memory,
noticed.
of course.
Like,
Wow.
Well, to be fair, I don't really note certain actors unless they were big by then, and so I hadn't known him as
He might just have.
Sam Wilson until
Yeah,
then.
he might just have
True.
like a walk-on role, like a walk-across role that he's there and then gone.
I
in,
mean,
like 10
since
If
we're
I
seconds.
remember right,
about-
his character was semi big in the movie. I don't remember that well though.
Yeah.
But yeah, he really doesn't need any other introduction either. He's been in a lot.
Yeah.
He's been way fucking a lot.
Since we're talking about people who would be well known, where are we on that cast list? Because I got one that I loved seeing.
I was gonna say Kevin Durant next.
Oh, okay. Well, that's fine. We do that too.
Yeah. Good
Yeah.
on the road.
So Kevin Durant, you may recognize him in a lot of B movies, but he's also in a lot of AAA stuff too. A lot of people might recognize him from the X-Men Origins Wolverine movie,
Yep.
where he played the Blob,
Yep.
Oh, wow.
where
That
he
was
looks
him?
at the camera and goes like, "Did you just say Blob?"
Oh, I said Bob.
It was him in a
Ugh!
fat
I
suit?
remember that.
I said Bob. Yeah.
Huh. I did not realize that was him. Also, that's him and
Yeah,
Hugh
that was
Jackman
him.
in a movie
That's
together.
the first time I recognized him in anything.
That's the two of them in a movie together. They're just acting around
Honestly-
each other several times.
Honestly, whenever I hear him or think of him, I think of him in Legion as Gabriel, as the angel.
I just saw that
Yeah,
he's in there. Yep.
man,
yeah.
he is so imposing in that movie. He is so imposing in that movie. It's great. Oh,
He is also in the Resident Evil 5th movie called Resident Evil Retribution,
Sure.
which is the second to last movie of that particular series.
I think I stopped
He played
watching
Barry
those movies
Burton.
at like 4.
he was in the second
It's-
Scooby Doo movie.
they are-
He played the Black Knight
Yep,
Ghost.
he's in that one.
Nice.
He was actually in the most recent Planet of the Apes movies as Proximus Caesar, which I still need to watch.
I forgot they kept making
But
those.
yeah,
I watched the trilogy, but
I saw it and
But
I
yeah,
just I was like, this is crap. Like it I didn't care to watch it at all. It was bad.
Paul, I'm going to say that whatever point you're going to make on the Planet of the Apes movies is garbage, because I know for a fact that a lot of people love that new movie. So I'm going to pretend that anything that comes out of your mouth is garbage at this point.
All I know is anytime I see the chick who plays Siri, I'm thinking Netflix shafted Henry Cavill. That's all I'm thinking about.
What a weird pivot.
Hey.
Anyways,
And okay,
speaking of pivots,
go ahead. Let's go back to the movie.
what was the one that you wanted to bring up, Will?
so at the end of the movie, I was very happy to see a well-known voice actor getting to be a narrator of the final
Phil
fight.
Lamar.
Yeah, Jack himself. I was like, "Hey, Phil, I love it."
Yeah,
That was one of my
He had a
favorite
great
castings.
moment for all 3 minutes that he was,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he's just kind of there, but like that's what I would expect for him too. He blankets the voice acting world. He is.
Oh, yeah.
I don't see him as an on-screen talent. He is just all over a ton of animated projects, and he has been
You
for
say
decades.
that.
Futurama too.
You say that, but I will always remember him as being part of the original cast of Mad TV.
True. Yeah.
And being the guy who accidentally gets shot in Pulp Fiction.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Yeah,
That's a
he
deep pull at
is.
this point, though.
Yeah, he's the dude who gets shot in the back seat of the car on accident.
He's the reason they
Yep.
have to clean it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, at this point, he's
Yeah.
transitioned almost completely to like nearly all voice work over the last several decades.
Oh, yeah.
But before that, he was more on screen. I recognize his face as like walk-on roles on a bunch of other TV shows and stuff when we
Oh,
were younger. But he really is good at voice acting. He has done a lot of iconic characters at this point. Tons of stuff that
Green
we watched as
Lantern.
kid.
John
Huh?
Stewart.
Oh yeah, he's
Green Lantern.
he's been Jon Stewart several times. Is he still go-to for them on newer stuff?
I don't think so, because the last thing that I remember seeing him in was in Injustice, and he ended up playing Aquaman.
Yeah, he goes back and forth playing different characters. Yeah, no, he's very good at voice acting. He's very talented at it. So he has leaned in heavily on that. But it was nice seeing him on screen again. I was like, hey, how's it going, Phil?
Exactly.
Thank you.
So the last thing I want to do before we get into the plot, it does show potential sequel. In an interview in 2021 for Free Guy, the director, Sean Levy, expressed interest in a Real Steel sequel uniting both Jackman and Free Guy star for Ryan Reynolds because he wanted to introduce both of them together. Well, then they ended up doing Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and then at that point, Levy noted that he and Jackman still talk about a potential sequel at times, and he felt himself encouraged to do so thanks to the positive fan reception of the first movie. That being said, in January 2022, it was reported that a series was in early development for Disney Plus. Has not had any kind of update since, so I'm assuming it has been shelved.
When did it come? When were they talking about it? In 2022?
2022.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's already dead.
About 3 years ago.
It has to be dead by now.
Disney's killed a lot of stuff over the last 3 years.
Also,
That's
we have the
definitely gone.
writers.
Yeah.
A lot of things disappeared during the writer's strike, and the writer's strike happened.
Well,
in
the
2022.
writer's strike affected revenue, and that means that they pre-canceled a bunch of stuff. I mean, just in Star Wars alone, which is a property that Disney should be comfortable with announcing things, they've canceled so many things that they thought they were going to make because the writer's strike happened, then stuff came out and didn't do as well as they thought it would. Plus, there's the ongoing battle they have with the general public over their parks and whether they make money or don't. So it's a lot going on because Disney's such a large company, and that churn actually results in, for the first time in a long time, the general public being aware of how many projects get canceled that don't see the light of day. And people in the industry, not surprised at all by this. Video game companies are notorious for this because you make not even a vertical slice, but you'll make just a little like blurb to try and introduce something as an idea, and it will go nowhere. And they do that constantly all the time.
Yeah.
But the general public is only aware of a few things that will get to the point of getting announced and canceled. Yeah. Disney at this point, they're trying to find their footing, and they keep just like they throw so many things at the wall, and so many of them fall right off.
Yep.
But it will be
better.
nice to see them finish a few projects.
And one last thing I wanted to go over. Music was done by Oingo Boingo band member Danny Elfman.
Yeah, Danny Elfman did do the score. I was surprised. Some of this score, quite metal.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was quite energetic.
To be fair, it is a movie called Real Steel.
Yeah, I know, and it's supposed to be like super like in there, but there were a couple fights where like that's just a generic heavy metal
like
riff.
industrial,
Sweet.
like yeah.
That was awesome.
Yeah. So, who wants to introduce us to the world of Real Steel?
I'll go first.
Finally,
I'll go first.
take some initiative.
Alright, so the movie starts off with us being introduced to our main character of Charlie, right? Because
No.
I keep thinking Hugh Jackman.
Nope.
Yeah, Charlie Kenton.
I thought Charlie was the kid's name.
No, the kid's name is Max.
Right.
Right,
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, Will's going to be the one that I actually have to get back in line. All right.
Yeah. So it starts off with Charlie Kenton taking his bot Ambush, his first bot in the movie, to a bullfight.
Yes. That's literal fight? Like literally the robot fights a bull.
Yeah.
Like punchy throw.
Yeah. I'll say this. It was just ridiculous.
It
You
was
don't
very
need to
funny.
say you'll say this when you are already saying this.
Ooh,
This movie was
spicy tonight.
Sean hates my catchphrase. Sean hates my catchphrase.
Not a
That's your
catchphrase when I know
catchphrase.
that's something you just generally say on a regular basis.
Isn't that what a catchphrase is?
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up, Will.
Like, literally, Sean's catchphrase is, shut the fuck up.
No, it's usually bitch. But anyways,
Yes, it starts out with Charlie Kenton, introducing his champion bot,
I'm a champion.
his champion bot Ambush to fight a bull. And when the bot starts off doing well, then he begins to grandstand, then literally gets gored. And the price tag for these bots is ridiculous. For the fight, he gets paid, what was it, like $200? $200 for like the bot for the first bot fight?
He was going to get paid a very low amount, but then he made a deal with Kevin Durant at the beginning, where Kevin Durant said, "Hey, how about I make a deal with you for about like $2,000?" He was like, "Make it 20 and or something along those lines."
Yeah.
And of course, he did it, and he lost. Mm-hmm. And then Kevin Durant says, "I'm gonna fucking kill you beat you within an inch of your life."
It was this movie literally in the first 30 minutes first 20 minutes shows that Charlie Kenton, Hugh Jackman's character, is biggest waste of space ever, and he is literally just going. He's basically a gypsy. He go.
You can't say that.
Let's not use that word.
Sorry.
It's literally a slur.
Sorry. He's basically a carny.
We can bleep that, right?
Yeah. He's basically a carny.
Yeah, I'll cut that.
He's basically a carny. He goes wherever the money takes him, and he does whatever he can to do it because he's a washed-up boxer, because apparently blood sports are no longer a thing in the U.S. now. We no longer have actual boxing or MMA fights. It's all robot-on-robot action.
Gotta love me when people grinding some gears, you know what I'm saying?
And then...
So, I will say they give a really big feel to his character of being essentially a gambler who doesn't know when to quit.
Oh, yeah.
And that is consistent throughout the movie.
Yeah, he never knows when to quit. He always is willing to push it to the next level, push it to the next level, push it to the next level, until he goes bust. And he is always...
And he always goes bust because he pushes it too far.
Yeah. And he doesn't do the research before going bust. Like if he's behind the wheel, he's going full throttle, and he doesn't care that there's a wall in his face. But that's where this character is. We then after that, he basically tells Kevin Durant's character, Rocky, that he's going to go to his truck, get the money. In doing so, he gets in his truck and drives off. And then winds up finding out that his ex-girlfriend died and left him their 11-year-old son.
Will, why don't you expound upon that?
So he's trying to leave, and two cops show up, essentially, to let him know, your ex-girlfriend died, you're now this kid's dad again. And he's like, really? And then proceeds to drive from where he is over to a courthouse in Texas to try and... He was going to sign away the custody papers because he genuinely doesn't want to be a dad. But he sees an opportunity
for 10
in a
for 10
very,
grand.
very messed up way.
Yeah,
he sees an opportunity to talk So his ex-wife's sister is married to a guy who is very well off, and he sees an opportunity to bilk that guy for money, essentially. And he does it in a way that will make him look good, make his ex-wife's sister happy, get the kid into their hands, and also make him $100,000. Because they haggle back and forth, and he talks the guy into $50,000 now and $50,000 later when I drop the kid off at the end of the summer. Because the rich guy really wants to, which is messed up in its own way, he really wants to go on the vacation they had planned, and he's like, having a kid will put a damper on that. And I feel like that's kind of messed up, but also he is older, so he might not be at the point where he wants children. Maybe he never wanted children. So the woman he's with, wanting one so badly and wanting to take care of the kid, people have different ways of living. I understand that. This is still a pretty messed up deal, though, because he's literally selling his kid for $100,000. That is dark.
Yeah. Emphasis on the selling.
Yeah, literally, he's literally selling him. Like, the only reason that it takes that long is because they're going on a trip. They're going on a vacation. If it wasn't for that, he would have just straight up taken $100,000 so that guy could take over custody of the kid, and then been like, "There you go." So he
and
literally
wouldn't have had as much of a heartfelt movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so he basically tried to sell him. They pretty quickly don't make that a main part of the plot, which is really, really weird. You would think that would get dragged out. Nope. The kid calls him out on that, like, 5 minutes later, 10 minutes later.
Yeah, yeah.
in the
we're
movie?
looking at 10
So
minutes
you
later.
sold me, huh? Okay, how much?
And then he
Give me
demands
half.
half the money, and Charlie looks at him. He's like, "Dude, I don't fucking have it. I just used it to buy stuff." He's like, "I don't have it," and he's like, "But I want it. Too bad." And then he starts talking to the kid like he's a creditor.
The kid's kind of a smart ass to a degree, to the point where you're like, oh yeah, it is like father, like son.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Also, we don't know what the child's life was like up until now, so we don't know how hard a life it was. But if his mom was sick to the point of passing away, things probably weren't great. She was probably a single parent, and there was no one to take care of him, so yeah, it was probably pretty rough. And the fact that his father never tried to be around him, he's not going to like the guy. That's deserved.
Oh, he didn't even know he had
Yeah,
a kid.
pretty much.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, yeah. No.
Yeah, no, he did. He signed
Yeah,
over,
he knew.
like, back when the kid was born. He ran away.
Don't
he
you remember, like, when the
explicitly
cops asked him,
admits
he's
that.
like, oh yeah, you remember your son Max? Max? He dead too?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he just straight up goes, "Oh, is he dead?" He just does not care. No attachment. Like I said, very against type for Mr. Hero Hugh Jackman.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it really is
so
against his character.
So he ends up getting the money, and by the way, he is at his gym that he basically started his boxing career at, who is being run by the daughter of his former coach, Evangeline Lilly. They basically are working to set up this new robot that they end up getting, and it's completely voice activated, but currently only in Japanese.
Because it just did a stint overseas.
Will, let me ask you this. Who's the only person that knows Japanese in that group of people, setting up the bot?
The 11-year-old.
Why is it that the 11-year-old is the only one who knows Japanese? And give the exact reasoning.
Video games. Famously not in English.
What the fuck?
That there has never been an English video game, and in 2020 they're all gone. Everything's a Japanese. That line doesn't make sense. That's like saying, "Oh, I watch anime." You don't know Japanese. You watch anime. That's not the same.
It's like saying somebody goes, "I know what nani means." Nani?
Yeah, it's like that's not the same thing. He also could just be a smartass, and he probably read the thing she handed him, which has everything written out, and it probably has it written in English and Japanese because it's a control setup designed for a robot that was originally manufactured in an English-speaking country. Honestly, I thought it would have been
after
funny.
they do all those commands, they end up getting it back to English anyway within less than a minute.
Because all they have to do is switch it. It's like your phone. You just switch the phone setting to be whatever language you want it to be in.
Yeah.
I thought it would have been funny if he did it in
up,
Portuguese. I was really hoping they were going to do that as the joke instead of Japanese and have him be like, "Why the?"
I kind of thought that they would have too, but then they didn't.
Because that's a multi-layered
It would have made more
thing.
sense, honestly.
And they made such a big deal about it touring Brazil because that was apparently a massive market. So I really thought that they were going to do Portuguese and be like, "Oh, when it went there, they rewrote it," and then when it went to Japan, they still has the memory of it being there or something. But no,
right.
Just Japanese because it was in Japan, and then they just tweak a setting and it goes back to English.
Yeah, it was really throwaway just for that moment there.
Very throwaway.
So they end up signing him up they sign up the new bot named Noisy Boy for an underworld boxing event run by Anthony Mackie. And Noisy Boy goes in, and at first it looks like he's wrecking shit, but then it turns out no, he's basically not being run by a professional robo boxer, and so he gets destroyed relatively quickly.
Yeah, he gets wrecked pretty hard, pretty fast.
He got hit by the Midas touch,
And honestly,
because the other bot was named Midas.
and these mechs look amazing. Noisy Boy, that
They do.
blue and neon yellow. Ooh.
with the
Yeah,
yellow writing.
Very
Yeah.
cyberpunk.
That
thing
was-
was
that
so
thing was
cyberpunk
so
coded.
Awesome. It was
So,
a mix
okay,
of
one of the things that I read-
samurai and mecha. It was perfect. It was like a samurai boxer.
So one of the things that I read about this particular movie is that he chose the year 2020 as the underdog story because he said, I don't want to make it cyberpunky, I don't want to make it too futuristic because I want it to feel more grounded to being closer to where we're at in reality right now, because I feel like that would be more resonant for anybody else who ends up watching this.
I agree.
Which I get that makes sense. But it was also only 10 years away.
The idea that in 10 years all of that would happen is wild to me.
Yeah.
Because technically, it also, I mean, again, suspension of disbelief. Like, you have to believe that for some reason all human combat sports would dry up and disappear, and it's like, that's not really how sports work. Like, boxing didn't go away because now we have MMA. They just both exist at the same time.
Yeah.
You don't lose baseball because football. It's like, no, baseball and football just both exist. So. Like, and it's like they both make like billions of dollars a year. So it's like the market will adjust, and there's more people and more fans. So it's like it would still be there. You wouldn't lose every other combat sport, and everyone would be consumed with robot boxing, which apparently only has a few matches every every week or so. They don't even show like a really robust So there are a couple things in this movie. You might even be able to guess what rank I'm going to give it based off of how I talk. There's a couple things in this movie that don't make a lot of sense. And there's one real thing in particular that sticks with me. But one of them is the idea that like all the other combat sports went away. Everyone only cares about robot boxing. But at the same time, no one, like, they don't show it in the world. Like, they're not walking around. You don't see little kids with like robot boxing toys, and you don't see like posters, you don't see food in restaurants themed to robot boxing. If you replaced every other combat sport on the planet, usurping them all, you would be ubiquitous in human culture, like to an absurd amount, and it's really not there. They do a better job of that in Pacific Rim, and this is a world building thing. They do a better job of it in Pac Rim because they show that this massive event happens and then the world changes and it bleeds into a lot of stuff. That is kind of what they claim this was, but like it's so low key, you kind of miss the, like, you can do low key, but you made it so clean that it looks like almost no one is involved in it. For instance, the boxing gym that they are in is super huge, like absolutely physically massive, to the point where, one, you could probably have a ton of people training for boxing, but you could probably also have like robot boxing fights in there. Like, she's working on parts when he walks in and he greets her. So like it could be a robot boxing gym, which is a way they could still make money. But they do the whole, the farm's going to get taken by the bank deal because they're poor and the only tenant she has is him, and I guess she doesn't believe in marketing or fitness classes. I don't know. It's weird. She has this massive space that she doesn't know how to properly market or sell because she's a terrible businesswoman. But, you know, it's fine. I also don't know why she couldn't just sell it, make a ton of money, and then go like buy a smaller place somewhere else that's not in the heart of a city, because cities are notoriously ludicrously expensive. Yeah. She could just open a gym on the outskirts of town, be just as notable or not notable, and then be fine. And like with most places, once you get one good thing that comes out of your gym, everyone wants to go there. One good prize fighter, and boom, you are on the map. You are set. That's exactly how that works.
To be
it
fair,
doesn't
though,
matter where you
when
are.
her dad was in charge of it, that was Charlie.
He was 20. He is right about his record. Yeah. He was nearly equal wins and losses. That is not a great. It's not a great record. His KDR would have been like 1.2. Still better KD
than my fucking.
His KDR would have been like 1.2. Instead of kill death, it's win loss. His win loss ratio was like just over 1, because I think he had 25, 26 wins, or 29, and then like 24 losses. That's a lot of losing. Also, I'm just going to say this right now. They say that he went, every fight, he went until it was a knockout. Either he got knocked out or the other person got knocked out. I am impressed at the lack of traumatic brain injury this man has after 20-something knockouts by professional fighters. Dude, I'm surprised you can walk, and I am not being facetious. That is a problem. Like, that's how boxing works. You are getting
That's how
beaten.
you know that it's like an AU for Wolverine.
Yeah.
He's already got that skeleton in him.
Exactly. It's like that's a lot of getting hit in the head. I am impressed that you're okay. Granted, he's only in like his 30s, so maybe 40. He still has a couple decades where all that damage can catch up, but like, genuinely, combat sports are dangerous for that reason. Like, people literally, what the hell was it? A guy noticed liquid coming out of his nose during a fight. It was brain fluid. He was leaking brain fluid.
Shit.
Oh yeah, I remember that. That I was like, oh man, do I remember this being brutal? But it was literally just that scene. You don't really see that any other time.
Nope. No, it's just it's a lot of the setup is weird. A lot of the writing is a little weird for that. We let it all go because suspension of disbelief, and it makes it more enjoyable when they, start winning. That's the point. Make it desperate, and then look at this good thing that comes their way. Yay! And then you cheer for the underdog.
Speaking of winning, he loses
Charlie?
this fight
Is that
again.
Oh yeah.
For a guy named Charlie, he does not win as much as a Sheen.
Ooh.
Doesn't have that
And yet
tactical-
you want me to take out anti-vaxxer Evangeline Jones.
What do you got against Tiger
Take
Blood?
it easy. Take it easy.
He's also a piece of shit too.
Oh,
Anyways,
yeah, but I mean, he doesn't hide it. He does not pretend to be anything more than he is.
that's very true.
A drug-addicted millionaire. Like, that is exactly what he is.
So he loses this fight, and basically at that point, with his kid there, he's like, "Well, I don't like burgers. Why are you feeding me burgers? We lost."
He's picky.
I'm like, boy, you are 11 years old. You don't deserve to. Whatever.
Yeah.
So then they go to the junkyard to try and find something new, and unfortunately, they don't find anything. In fact, the kid is basically standing on an edge and almost dies.
He almost falls to his death, which, by the way, there was no railing. Who owns this junkyard with a cliff of death? What?
I don't know.
And
That
it
is
wasn't
wild.
just like
They built the junkyard on top of, like,
a quarry.
chasm.
It had to be a quarry
That
or
is
something
insane.
there
It
before.
was wild.
And they
Because
built the
it
slide
was
so
like,
you can go all the way down into the
And-
quarry and really, really bite it.
yeah, it was like, oh shit! Like if Adam's arm didn't shoot out and catch him,
Well, if it was stuck, it was just there. Adam's arm was just there.
I thought
It was basically a branch
pulled out
sticking
and,
out from the cliff face.
and caught him.
No, it was just sitting there. It was just out. Like, it just happened to be there. Adam wasn't moving. He had no power. It was just there.
Yeah.
It's literally the same thing as in a cartoon where the character falls off a cliff and they hit a branch and it holds them up. That's what happened to this kid.
Yeah.
But now with more budget.
Yeah, essentially.
And he
So he ends up, taking this bot out from the junkyard, and they decide that they're going to clean it up. And then Max is utterly in love with this thing. He's like, oh my god, we can go ahead and use this and, try to get it to be our next bot, because one, we don't have to pay for it, and then two, we're just going to be able to go ahead and do what we can with it.
So we should probably
And it
mention
turns out that-
the junkyard they were in. They broke into it and they stole
that's right.
everything that they got. They did
While it
not
was
pay for
raining.
any of
That's
that.
right.
while it was raining.
While it was raining, they broke into it under cover of darkness like Frankenstein and robbed the junkyard. They had to dodge
So let me
searchlights.
ask you this. If someone just dropped that off there, like it wasn't repoed and it wasn't brought in, with anybody signing anything, is that technically the junkyard's property?
Yeah.
What are you talking about if somebody dropped it off? What I'm confused by your question. What?
Like they were like, here's a bunch of junk, and then dropped it off, and then left.
Yeah, that's how that works.
Yeah.
It's literally like a lost and found type thing. If somebody dumps trash on your property, you can like try to go after them, but if you decide to keep it, they left it on your property. It's yours now.
Yeah.
it's garbage. Once something is considered garbage, you can rummage through it. Depending on the city you live in, do not take that as legal advice.
Yeah.
And don't break into junkyards. That's how people die.
Well,
there we go. Something I didn't actually fully
well,
understand.
it does depend.
Anyways.
It does
Yeah, no.
depend. There is a difference between a junkyard and a scrap yard. Because scrap yards, they sell stuff from scrap yards. So anything you
Junkyards
Well, that
do
makes
too.
sense, yeah.
and same thing with junkyards, but yeah,
So then what's your point? You just said the same thing.
Well, as people who've watched The Iron Giant, the difference between a junkyard and a scrapyard is whether you have somebody who's
oh god.
really likes coffee, welding a bunch of stuff together and calling it art. That's really the big
I thought
difference.
the only thing we learned from Iron Giant is nothing but sadness, depression, and Superman.
We learned what Groot was supposed to sound like.
You know we're going to end up covering that movie, by the way.
I'm down for that. Iron Giant
Guardians
is
of
a
the Galaxy?
classic.
No.
Iron Giant is a classic.
Yes.
It is. It's a beautiful
Iron
movie.
Giant
back
is
to
a
this
classic
movie.
and will make you cry. if you have a
But back
soul, it will. You should have a tear in your eye when watching that movie.
But back to
So
this
we'll
movie where they
explain
rob a
this
junkyard.
We'll explain the bot, like what it is, and then what it does next.
So the robot, they wake it up. They have to switch out a battery because it's completely dead. Much like my 3DS is now dead. So they have to switch out the battery because it's just gone, and then they have to charge it. And so they turn it on to see if it'll even work. By the way, Hugh Jackman went immediately from, oh my god, I was so worried you were going to die, to, I'm not fucking carrying that piece of trash back to our place. If you want it, you do it. And then
Yeah, in
Max
the split
has
second.
to wheelbarrow the robot from the junkyard to the gym on his own. So that's a whole thing. And
Yeah, he
They-
really is a shitty person.
he is. He goes immediately from, oh my god, I was so worried about you, to, fuck off, kid, I'm not helping you.
Yeah.
It's like, boy, you are mean. Oh, wow.
Damn. I kind of didn't realize it until you just said it. But, yeah. Shit. Yeah, he lets the kid dig
It's
it
really,
out
really bad.
himself. He leaves the kid in the
Mm-hmm.
junkyard to dig out.
Yep, in the rain, at
In
the
the
bottom
rain.
of that hill where he nearly died.
Shit.
Oh, it's great. So yeah, parenting is hard, and we understand that here at our podcast. Don't
He
do
makes-
any of the shit you see Charlie do.
He makes Goku look like a proper parent.
Yeah, and that includes the parts where Goku was dead for several years at a time.
Yeah. Like, Goku knows something about parenting. Compare
Yeah,
it.
he actually knows how to care about another living creature. But anywho, after they get him back and they power him up, it turns out that the robot they have, one, has a flat face with like a chicken wire thing going on, and then all it has is two eyes that turn on. They don't do anything, they just turn on to look kind of generally like eyes because, fun fact, humans are hard-coded. If something looks like it has eyes, your brain immediately starts changing how you react to it. It is unsettling how we work. You could put eyes on literally anything, and we start treating it like it's a living creature. Our brains are wild. So, the first gen and like second gen, they wanted them to look more like people. So Adam's whole thing was he has two eyes that light up and look open.
Yeah.
They come on, he wakes up, he looks immediately at, I think it's Max, and they realize that he starts mirroring what he's doing, and that's when they say he has a shadow box setting, which in actual boxing is where you box a shadow and you're kind of like going in your head through routines and you're pretending, essentially. But in this, it's literally, if you look at yourself in a mirror, imagine the thing in the mirror was a giant robot that boxes. That's what it does. So it mirrors you, and yes, that means that it flips backwards, which is a thing I didn't realize until the end of the movie when I saw it mirroring Hugh Jackman's character. and it was doing like he would throw a left and it would swing right because it's shadowing him as if it was looking directly at him, so everything is backwards. So that was, again, the attention to detail for the animators in this, phenomenal. But it starts shadowboxing. She points out that shadowboxing is apparently a really rare thing. Hugh Jackman then immediately tries to sell it. And the kid starts yelling at him and arguing with him because he's like, we're not going to fucking sell it. I'm going to use it to win fights. And he's like, no, you're not. And he goes, shut up, this one's mine. You told me it was mine. We're going to go do fights. And so the kid is still filthy at this point. And Hugh Jackman tells him, fine, go clean it off, and then we'll talk about it. And
then he gets a nice coat of shine.
Yes. Mm-hmm. The robot gets cleaned up. Kid polishes it off.
Too.
No, actually the first thing that gets cleaned off is the robot. The kid is still dirty, cleaning off the robot, has not showered or probably eaten. I don't know. And so he's cleaning off the robot, and that's when he reveals the part of the chest where it says Adam, like Mighty Adam, which may or may not have been the name of like the manufacturer of it back in the day. But he just calls the robot Adam from then on, which is a fun to me nod to like old school 50s sci-fi and robots. Like it's the whole boy and his robot thing, and naming a character the Mighty Adam and stuff like that was a thing, and it harkens back to that. It's also drawn in like that font of like old school 50s, and I'm not gonna lie, Adam looks like a refrigerator from the 1950s if it was also a boxing robot. In a good way.
I was gonna say he's more akin to like looking at he came out of Mary Poppins as one of the fucking.
He looks like an appliance.
Chimney sweepers.
He does not look like an actual like robot. He looks like an appliance, which is weird.
Yeah,
I
like
also love the
made a robot.
I also love the fact that you actually can see gaps in between his parts. Like the fact that that you can see through him made it so much better. It made it look like it was a real robot.
You can tell he's not as well constructed as some of the fancier ones. Like when the next robot we truly see, because the first thing I'm trying to remember is the next thing when they go to the zoo, or is the next? No. The next thing is they show you Zeus, who is the top world robot boxing competitor on the planet, who is also made by one of the top designers of robot boxers on the planet. The guy who like originally created them works for them. To put this in Mega Man perspective, this is a robot boxer built by Dr. Light, who also created robot boxers. It's that level of like, that's how good this team and how good the robot of Zeus is supposed to be. Which Zeus they made look...
Boxer Man.
What's that?
It's Boxer Man.
Yes, it's Boxer Man. Yeah. It's thing he does and the word man.
That's essentially what they did.
Yeah, that's essentially what that was. Sometimes to the detriment of nuance, but Mega Man is silly. So Zeus is super intimidating looking, but because it is a rope, which I guess we'll go over my sticking point. So my biggest sticking point in this movie, above everything else, which are essentially nitpicks and things that I'm willing to let go.
Did you want to jump into Zeus real quick, or did you want to go into the junkyard fight?
No, the Zeus thing happens first, because they meet Zeus, and that's when he finds out about the zoo, because he tries to talk Anthony Mackie into sponsor. So we get a fun little scene where Hugh Jackman basically begs Anthony Mackie for money, and Anthony, like, the look of... I love the way they do this scene, because he looks at him, and he's like, Charlie, dude, no. And he's like, you're a bad bet. I would never take that bet. And he's like, I'm not giving you any money. Go away.
Have you watched Twisted Metal yet?
No, but I need to.
I need to watch that. I really do.
The way that his character acts in this reminds me of how he acts in Twisted Metal a bit.
Really?
Because he's very almost carefree, but you can tell that he's got some, sense to him. And it feels like he has more fun with this role, even though it's very small compared to anything that I've seen him in.
Yeah.
He's definitely having more fun with this role compared to how he's seen in any kind of role as Sam Wilson. with
It's a much
Twisted
more
Metal,
serious character.
it's the exact same level of fun that I see that's coming out of him. So even when he's giving that whole line of, "Oh man, I love you, but you are a bad bet, dude."
Yeah, he drags it out like, you cannot be serious. I would never bet on you. and Hugh Jackman's like, but why?
Saw him deliver that. It's the same kind of feeling that I get from how he does his deliveries in Twisted
As
Metal.
John Doe.
Which, by the way, I fully recommend that show. It is so good.
I've heard that it's really good. It looks fun.
Who's streaming it?
Peacock.
It's only Peacock because I think it's their show.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
I'll say I want to watch it solely because of Stephanie Benitez, Rosa Diaz,
Stephanie Beatrice.
Yeah, sorry, Stephanie Beatrice.
Do not get Rosa's name wrong one more time.
Stephanie Beatrice.
It has Rosa in it from Brooklyn Nine-Nine, which we've established is a core part of our podcast now.
Yeah.
Apparently not a core enough for Paul if he got her fucking name.
I'm sorry.
Wrong.
Okay, to be fair,
I'm horrible with names.
she had a defining role.
And honestly,
Rosa.
She's a really good singer, by the way. Just a heads up.
Craig Robinson.
She's a really accomplished singer.
We are getting off track.
Yeah, back to the movie.
Back to this movie.
This is the kind of experience that you get out of a finale episode.
Yeah, it's the we had rigid rules. Those are all gone now. Deal with it. Look at that railing we jumped over, right next to the sharks. Anywho,
so Paul, tell me about the junkyard fight.
You mean the zoo fight?
Yeah.
No, the junkyard fight.
No, it's at a zoo.
It's at
what
a
are you
zoo.
talking about, Sean? They don't fight in a junkyard. That never happens.
No, they call it the zoo.
No, it is.
No, it's
a zoo.
at a zoo. They're literally in. They're in an enclosure.
They're
You'd have
in a
animals
lion
in.
enclosure.
Yeah, that's why it's called a zoo.
Are you fucking serious? I thought
Yes.
they were only calling it the zoo
No.
because it was an underworld
It's
thing.
it's literally a zoo.
Yeah.
Like it's an abandoned zoo.
Yeah.
that's an outdoor
God
enclosure.
damn it. All right.
That's because when they're down there where the fight is and they look up, that's what it looks like when you're in like an animal enclosure. You keep the people up there away from down there, and it's a big open flat area. They're literally in a zoo.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch. I thought they were just calling it like a code name. All right, whatever.
No.
Nope.
It's
That's a
actually
nickname because of what it is.
Yeah.
Anyways, Paul, tell me about that
Okay.
fight.
So Max finally gets Charlie to give him a fight, and they go to the zoo. And at the zoo, they meet up with Metro's fighter or driver. I don't know what do they call them.
Fighter.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
fighter.
They just basically call them fighter.
You
They
can say meta fighter if you really want.
I mean, we could.
bring it back.
Full circle. This is a great ending to season 3 of Metabots. I got to tell you, didn't see it
Right?
coming with the A-list cast and all this live action, but wow, talk about a wild ending.
Mm-hmm.
Metabots, real steel, the Rock'em Sock'em robot generation.
Well, okay, so they agree to the fight. First, it was they're gonna pay him $100 to get into the arena, and then it goes to a $200 fight if he can last 60 seconds in the ring with Metro. Which Metro is literally like a junkyard bot. Like every single piece on him.
That's why I keep thinking junkyard.
His
because
left
he looks
hand
so
is a
sloppily
hammer.
put together.
Yeah.
It's not a hand. It's
Yeah.
just a hammer.
Yeah, his left hand is a
Yeah.
hammer. I think it's his right foot is a freaking parking.
It's a clamp.
Yeah, is a clamp.
Like it's essentially
literally
a clamp
looks like a
and then
boot.
like
It literally
spikes that
looks like-
shoot into the ground.
Yeah, it literally looks
Like it's
like
not a
boot.
foot. Yeah, it looks like the boot that like the cops put on a car tire.
Yeah.
That's what his foot looks like. It's not a foot. It's like a tool.
Yeah, and it's like the biggest hodgepodge of mechanical engineering put together. And
Did you notice what his controller was too?
I honestly thought it was like a power glove that he retrofitted with like an N64 controller or something. It was.
Well, there was it was mounted to his arm, which was
Yeah.
weird because nobody has worn their controller yet.
Yeah.
And then there was a massive joystick, and apparently one of the commands he literally like swings his entire arm to make the robot do a thing, but
Oh,
it
yeah.
comes off so janky, which fits really well. It does.
Yeah.
But like it's the most imaginative thing in the entire up till now. It's the most imaginative like input method, because up till now it's just been Hugh Jackman's generic take a video game controller and put a TV in the middle. That's basically what they've been.
Yeah.
Anybody who's got a Steam Deck or a Switch, it's essentially that, but bigger with holograms.
And I forgot what Max was using as the controller as his remote.
That.
Was it? Yeah, it was just like
He's just using
basically
one of those.
looked like
It's just a
Switch.
a
basically.
like future thing, just like how they don't have cell phones, they have
Oh, sorry.
future
No.
cell phone.
I think the closest I could describe it would be a Rogue, an Asus Rogue.
Yeah,
How it has like the controllers on the side, yeah. But
but again, because it's the future, everything's a hologram.
yeah,
Wait, do you mean Asus ROG, as in like the Steam Deck competitor?
I thought it was called the Rogue.
ROG?
Oh, ROG. Okay, yeah, the ROG. That's just the worst name ever.
Yeah.
Well, it's because it's an abbreviation. It's for Realm of Gamers A.
Okay, and they're fighting, and Adam is
Republic of Gamers. Sorry.
and Adam is actually
Fucking nerd.
Adam is actually holding his own for a bit. He's taking some blows, but still surviving. Max is doing okay, and Charlie is literally backseat driving, but in the most "I told you so" kind of way. Like,
Yeah.
be careful, here it is. Like, literally 2 seconds before the blow falls, he's telling him how it's going to come in. And he's just being an ass the entire time.
Yep.
Until it gets to... Until he sees that the timer is running out. And he's like, oh, now he's actually getting excited because it's money. He's gonna get... Damn, he really was just a piece of shit.
Just now figuring that out. Like, he's a terrible person in this movie. He's a terrible person. He's awful to this child. This poor youth who is 11 years old. His mother died. He never met his father, and then his father tried to sell him, and technically successfully sold him. God, this kid is going to need therapy.
I'm just thinking, like, this dude is literally, like, it's Hugh Jackman. You're already thinking, like, Hugh Jackman has always been, like, you know, the guy you're always comfortable with. But in this, I'm just like, oh my gosh, he's such a dick. He is such a dick.
He's a terrible person in this movie.
Beyond
It comes
reason.
around. He's very much the Grinch, and much like the Grinch, his heart grows 3 sizes. So he does grow into a better person, but man, he's really, really, really messed up for a lot of this movie.
He's planning. He is you can literally see the moment it dawns, oh my god, I'm gonna steal this kid's money. The $200 this kid's gonna win, I'm gonna steal it from him by helping him stay alive in this fight. And yeah, he starts directing him, giving Max directions, and the 60 minutes ends. Sorry, the 60 seconds ends. And because it was a draw so far, because Adam hasn't gone down yet, they go for a round 2. Wait, was it 60 seconds or 30 seconds?
So it was 60 seconds.
Yeah.
The match...
Yeah. Once he got to 30, that's when he's like, oh shit, we're at 30.
Yeah. He didn't think they'd do that well at all, and Adam does get knocked down, and they have to get him up once. But once that happens, they last the rest, and all of the people in attendance get mad because they want to watch Metro win. So the guy piloting Metro is like, all right, shut up, everybody. So he goes down, and he's like, hey, how about this?
He basically is sitting on his fucking computer gaming chair, leans forward, and starts using his controller.
No, you're thinking of a later fight with Twin Peaks.
No, I was just making a joke.
Yeah, he's like, it's the WoW guy from South
so like
Park.
if you're sitting in your chair, all of a sudden the game gets harder, so you start leaning forward and okay, time to focus.
He starts sweating. He's got to focus in.
Yeah, and then
he talks them into another round. I think double or nothing.
Yeah, double or nothing.
So they're gonna get like $4,000 or some shit now at this point. Like it's a lot of money.
It wasn't a lot. It was like $400 because it was $200 to get in the ring and do it, and then it double or nothing was the $200.
True,
it was an additional $200. So
yeah, to Charlie and Max, the money mattered, but to the guy, what mattered more was not losing, because to him a draw or a loss are the same thing, and he can't, like, his reputation can't take that, and everybody in attendance will get mad about it. So he's like, no, I gotta look cool in front of everybody, I have to win. So they talk him into another round, and Charlie winds up helping him, and they fuck up. They absolutely fuck up Metro. He fries.
With just
goes
a
down
double-handed
like 10 seconds into round 2. It's so disappointing for all the people there.
Yeah. Double-handed uppercut.
Oh yeah, it's super fucking fast.
Yeah. It was...
Metro's big and strong, but because he's so junky, he can't take a hit hard enough. So basically, they do the whole glass jaw thing. So they hit Metro once really hard with both hands for an uppercut, and that knocks him so much that you see Metro's head like start twitching, and then there's a bunch of sparks, and Charlie calls it a system failure, where the whole robot just starts like twitching and then falls over and fries. It's done.
Okay. I just pulled it up. I'm looking at the Real Steel wiki. I was wrong. It was $2,000. They won $2,000 in the Metro fight. And Metro's name is actually in the Real Steel game. They actually explained what his name is. It is the Frankenbot, Frankenstein's Monster of the Ring, the Monster Basher as Franken Metro.
Ooh. See, all of that makes sense because in boxing, part of the marketing is like the entertainment aspect. So that's where people get nicknames, and you'll see them do like weird stuff before they start a match or during a match, and it's to give personality and to make the crowd excited. It's a show, and that's part of, like, boxing is a sport. It is meant to be fun and enjoyable for the crowd. So part of what you see is fake because of that. Yeah. And it's the silly, weird stuff that they'll do, or the way that they act during, like, interviews, which is consistent, but then if you, like, talk to them one-on-one, they're a different person. And it's because there's a persona involved. There's a bit of theater, essentially. That's cool. Yeah. I didn't know that there were so many nicknames for it. Also, I didn't know there was a game. So,
yeah, strictly for PS3 and 360.
Wow. Was it basically just a boxing game, but they're robots?
I think so. If I remember right, it wasn't well received.
Yeah, unfortunately, it'd be very easy, and I don't think this is the right way to do it, but it'd be very easy to just generically create a boring boxing simulator and just make all the characters robots because it's a video game, so you're just swapping out a model. But that would be low effort and boring, and you could do it better, like adding unique mechanics that lean into the idea that they're robots. That would be cool. But you know, again, it doesn't sound like they did that. But that is stuff that you could do. Like, it's very easy in the world of video games to just really, really low effort, find a studio working on a boxing simulator, then tell them, hey, we will fund your game, but we need you to change it and skin all the characters to look like this.
Oh my!
That does happen sometimes.
Also,
So I want to speed this up because we're about halfway through.
I have one little tidbit of information I want to drop. The fighter for Metro, his fighter is Kingpin. The actor who played him is the writer for the movie. Is the screenplay writer.
No way.
Holy cow, really?
John Gattens.
That guy?
Yeah.
That's so fucking cool. I'm glad that he got like a legit role in the movie. That is way more than a walk-on. Like he got to talk and
Yeah, that's pretty
he
cool.
had personality. There was a whole design. That's cool.
Yeah. Sorry, I just wanted
Did
to...
not.
Yeah, I just wanted to add that.
That's a
that because
really
I
cool
saw
piece
that.
of
I was
trivia.
like, and
That's awesome.
while you guys were talking, I was double checking that. I was like, okay, it shows that on the Real Steel Wiki. I'm gonna check the Wikipedia page. I'm gonna check the IMDb page to make sure. Oh shit!
Nice.
Yeah, that is actually him.
That's really cool. Awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, we should speed this up, but also that's a really cool piece of trivia.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So from there, after their, surprising win, they end up going on a string of underworld boxing matches against other robots, and they manage to pretty much sweep. They're doing really, really well. They end up then getting an invite to take on another boxing bot called Twin Cities, and they do it as a championship fight rather than being one of those underground ones.
Yep, it is an
So
actual
they end up
league
getting
fight.
invited to that, and and by that point they've already implemented Noisy Boy's voice command stuff. That way they can go ahead and actually have an easier time getting recognition, because apparently the kid was having a really hard time with his little data pad that he was working with. So hopefully it makes things easier, and of course it did, because they start doing their winning streak. They end up going to Twin Cities. They end up having the kid show off some little shadow dance move skills with the bot, and it's pretty funny and entertaining.
I actually like that.
And it was pretty cool. Like, the kid wasn't a terrible actor, and all of his stuff that he did was really funny and worked really well.
Like, the movie has a lot
So
of
they
heart.
end up in their fight, and the fight is relatively quick again. They end up knocking Twin Cities out really, really fast, and then after doing so, the kid ends up taking the MC's mic and challenges Zeus there and then. And it's like, oh shit, who we gonna get now? We gonna take on Zeus, yo! And then it's like they were about ready to, start some shit. But, what's his name? Hugh Wolverine decides to pick him up. And,
Charlie
Hugh
Logan.
Vereen, there you go. Charlie Logan, Hugh Vereen.
Yep.
Charlie Logan.
He's like, let's get the fuck out. And as they're leaving, all of a sudden, Kevin Durant, the Blob, shows up. It's like, hey, did you call me Blob? And then tries to beat the shit out of him in front of his kid.
Well, he successfully does.
And then the kid says, he's my dad. He's like, oh, okay, well, I guess I'm not going to beat the living shit out of you, just the shit out of you.
And
He
they
also
rob.
robs
That's the end of the movie.
Yeah, he robs both
He
of them.
robs both of them of like $70,000. Like,
Yeah.
they made, I think he said they were guaranteed 200. And in sports, when you're guaranteed an amount, that means that's what you get paid just for showing up. After the guarantee, you will get like a portion of ticket sales and a bunch of other shit. But like when you're guaranteed, you get paid that no matter what, as long as you show up.
Yeah.
So that's a shit ton of money to just be there. Even if they lost the fight, they still would have made the 200.
Yeah. So that's an essentially assault mugging.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was assault and
So-
mugging of a literal child and a man.
So Hugh Vereen with the ball sack chin from the movie 43, he decides that I can't have my son with me anymore. It's too dangerous. I don't want him to see me getting kicked my ass. I don't want to see words. They are escaping me. I don't want to have him see my ass getting kicked. Yeah. There we go.
I mean, yeah.
And
he'd also grown to like
he tries
the kid,
to take him
so he
back
felt bad
to
about
his
it.
point of sale.
Mm-hmm.
He tries to take him back to his point of sale, and his aunt, and he's like, "Yeah, you can stay with them now. I don't need you anymore. Bye." And then he leaves, and that's the end of the movie.
Or that would be if they didn't get the fight with Zeus.
There wasn't another 40
we'll
minutes.
take it from here.
What's that?
I said, "Oh shit, we'll take it from here."
Oh, okay. So after this, he goes back and he climbs into bed with Evangeline Lilly, doesn't sleep with her. All he does is kiss her after they have a heart-to-heart conversation about life and feelings and emotions. And then he drives to go pick up his kid after he secures the Zeus fight because, and this does happen sometimes in boxing, is the whole thing, and also in combat sports in general, they can call out each other if they want. Generally, when you're on the top of the mountain, you don't do that. You'll do like an exhibition match maybe, but it's a reputation thing. You have to earn the fight against the guy who's number one. He just did it so publicly, and they're so well liked that the company that owns Zeus is essentially butthurt about it, and they're like, fine, we'll fight him, and then we'll crush them.
That kid was so fucking cocky.
He
oh
was,
my God.
and it was great. It definitely was
He's definitely his father's son.
Yes, the apple did not fall far from that tree. But he also had the skills to back it up. He knew what he was doing, mostly. His dad filled in some of the blanks for him, but yeah, he definitely had that part of his dad where he's like, no, fuck it, we're doing
Pretty
this.
sure his dad wasn't shooting blanks at that time.
Yeah. But they did get the fight, and it's not an actual fight. It is an exhibition match. They make that clear because it wasn't an. It wasn't
because they are
supposed to be a
not
match.
ranked, so
Yeah.
they can't like win the title from him. But Zeus is undefeated, so even if Zeus loses at all, Zeus has way more to lose in that fight than the underdog.
Yeah.
The reputation would be a big blow.
So they get to the Zeus fight. Well, first Charlie convinces Max to come back to him for the Zeus fight and to be the people's champion, Adam. And as they are fighting, Adam gets his ass whooped. Hard.
It is good to note that physically, not only is Zeus the better built machine because he's the newest one with the best technology and blah blah blah, he is also physically larger than Adam. So this is like a medium going against a large. Zeus is taller, bigger, stronger. Technically, I mean, it's a robot, so whatever.
Yeah.
But he's bigger.
And being controlled by arcade fight sticks.
Yes. Apparently you control them via like arcade joysticks
Pods.
and keyboards. When you get to that level, you like sit in a pod and you control the giant thing and you monitor like all the systems to see if they're overheating, to adjust their energy levels, and then to like activate and deactivate certain modes. But they also made a point of saying that Zeus has a self-learning fight code. So essentially Zeus is filled with an AI, they don't call it that, but essentially a program that monitors the way the person it's fighting fights and then comes up with a way to counter that. So Zeus learns and becomes more difficult to defeat during the fight.
And Zeus is 8'3",
Jesus.
while Adam is, I believe he is,
7 feet?
yes.
I would say 6'2".
No, Adam is 7 feet tall.
6'2"?
Adam is 7 feet tall.
You know, even Hugh Jackman
7'6".
like,
I
looks
don't know
up
my-
to him.
my-
Adam is 7'6". Adam
Okay.
is 7'6" and 700 pounds, while Zeus is 8'6". 8'3",
Yeah,
sorry.
Zeus is
8'3".
huge. He's massive. Which is also
He's
the
a
reason
monster.
why in combat sports you have weight classes. Because truly open is not interesting after a certain point. Because when it comes to humans, the bigger thing usually wins. Because it's just stronger. Like, you can be really, really good at fighting, but especially when it comes to, like, boxing, the 250-pound fighter is used to being punched by people who are also 250-plus pounds. So a 175-pound person swinging as hard as they can may not even register. And if the 175 takes even a single good, clean hit, they're getting hit harder than they've ever been hit before in their life. So it just, that's how math and how mass and physics work. So that does come into play in this fight. Though we did forget to mention that Adam was a sparring bot, and those are specifically were designed to be hit. So they were designed to be very, very, very durable. And they show that in a lot of the fights where Adam can take a lot of hits before completely falling apart because Adam was made for it. Adam was not made to be...
Wait, Will. Are you saying that Adam has steel guard?
Yes.
Ha.
Very nice. Very nice. Let us all golf clap for that. We will golf clap. That was very lovely. It was very good.
Yeah.
That is his favorite. Don't let him tell you any different. That one in particular.
Steel guard.
13. Best Final Fantasy. Sean, 2025.
I mean,
Anywho.
I have gone on record saying that 16 is my favorite, but we'll go with that for now, sure.
It's clearly 13. That has
Oh,
Steel Guard.
11 was his favorite.
Bitch, I've never played
He's never
11.
even played that one?
Oh, wait, no. Shit.
Oh, boy.
Are you confusing me with one of our other
No,
friends?
no,
Probably.
I'm confusing the games. I'm trying to remember which one was
he
Titus.
doesn't play a lot of Final Fantasy, so there's a lot of them.
All right, moving past this very obvious tangential joke.
Moving past that, we have Zeus fighting Adam, and Adam goes down but keeps getting back up, and I think they wind up 3 rounds
But
in.
you're never going to keep him down.
I think it was...
Yeah, he keeps...
Yeah.
Because the match was only like 4 rounds. It was not a... Because again, it wasn't a true match to decide a victor. It was an exhibition match, so it was like 4 rounds total. And they eventually go to points. But during the match, they wind up... Adam gets beaten up so bad, the voice recognition just stops working entirely. And
Yep.
that leads us to... We can put him in shadow mode because we have to, but also it will speed him up because he'll do exactly what they do. And thinking to do a thing is faster than thinking to do it, hitting a button or saying a command, having that be processed and having it occur. So it does decrease the reaction time for Adam. And
Are you saying that Hugh Jackman's not a gamer?
no, he's a boxer.
Yeah.
Max is a gamer.
Okay, just making sure.
That's why his name is Max,
Just making sure.
because he's the king of games. Anywho.
Boo.
They wind up fighting, and he uses shadow mode, and you get this beautiful swell of music, and people are cheering, and they're kind of winning. Zeus is actually like taking hits, and
That's when the Saw theme song starts playing, right?
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
And I can't remember if Zeus actually goes down or just essentially they hit him enough.
Well, he keeps using his sledgehammer piston shots at him.
That are
And in doing that, he
literally
winds up
breaking him.
overheating because the fight's gone on so long and Zeus has fought so hard that Zeus is burning out, and they run a risk of true system failure occurring in Zeus. It almost happens, but the bell goes off. So Zeus technically doesn't lose because he doesn't go down, and Adam also doesn't go down, so they go to decision, which means they tally up points. And they tally up the rounds, they give the points, they're really close. One of them beats one out in 1 round, then the other one wins another round, and then the third round, I guess it is 3 rounds. And then the third round, somebody got higher points, and then they reveal who won. Tell me, Paul, who won the fight on points?
We did, the audience.
Shut up. That's who really won the fight. I said who won it on points.
On points, Zeus won because he knocked Adam down so many damn times.
Or, tinfoil hat, Zeus won because they're one of the largest corporations in the world, and they have a vested interest in never losing. We also failed to mention that earlier they tried to buy out Adam to prevent him from even becoming a threat. Because, and the kid yells about this in his speech, their company is basically dominating the sport, but not just because they're good at what they do, because they literally use their money to win fights without having to win the fight. So they buy out true competitors, true challengers, they buy them out before they become a threat. And then they just let the threats that they can defeat still exist. And the audience has no idea. And that's what they're doing. So they're using their money to win in both ways. And that's kind of bullshit. If I was a fan in that world, I'd be mad about that too. But they lost the battle for public opinion because the public literally boos them when they win the fight. But on paper, Zeus is still undefeated. They won the match, and it wasn't an official match anyway. It was an exhibition. So they're like, yeah, whatever. But they do get really mad about it. The dude who made the robot punches out one of the monitors.
Yeah, he breaks
he goes
that
full
monitor.
gamer rage, and he decks it.
Yeah, he punches it so hard the
watches
entire
Andrew
thing
Tate.
shatters. It's like, ooh.
No, he gets real mad about it. He's just real mad about it. And then everybody cries, everybody's happy, and it literally ends on the high note of the underdogs winning the fight and championing for the world, and it leaves you feeling happy.
Mm-hmm.
Until the after credit scene where Sam Jackson shows up. Oh, sorry, wrong movie.
Yeah.
Aw, man. It would have been so great for that to happen.
Yeah, that's when the portal opens up and Ryan Reynolds walks out and goes, I need... Oh, shit, wrong one. And then leaves.
I have no response. that would have been perfect.
That would have been great.
So anyways, that is Real Steel.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, did you enjoy the movie?
Oh, yeah, I love that movie.
Greatly. I'm very upset that I don't remember if I've seen it before now. It's a very good movie. Like I said, I really like that boxing type of story, and it was just a really well-crafted movie. Very well acted. It's just good.
Mm-hmm.
So then, I guess the real question is, how much did you enjoy this movie? I guess I'm really asking, where would you rank this movie?
Ooh.
Ladies and gentlemen, or whoever is listening to this, we have a ranking system for all the things that we watch. We've got multiple tiers. We got S for top tier, A for great but some missteps, B where it's good but it could be better, C mid tier, D awful but has some redeeming qualities, and then F just fucking forget about it. Will, where do you rank this movie?
With such a fine film, I would definitely have to rate it with probably an A for a very particular reason. It is very good. I will probably go back to it in the future. It is A or S rank, period. It's just a really good movie. But I feel like I would give it an A partly because I don't know why they included this one thing. It feels like it's not supposed to be there. There is an undercurrent of, does Adam have sentience, that they never comment on, but very, very heavily imply, and it fucking goes nowhere. And I was like, what the fuck was the point of that? Why did you include that? What the fuck was that? And the movie just ends, and I'm like, what?
And don't forget, they bring it up at the very end of the movie when Huberine is talking to the robot. And then the kid, who actually felt like that he was becoming friends with the robot at one point. Like, hey, Dad, you know that you're talking to a robot, right?
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck was the point of all of that preamble? Why would you put that in your movie? It went nowhere. What were you doing? Why? I don't understand. It's the one thing I would ask the writer and director. I'd be like, dude, what the fuck were you doing? Was this like the setup for the sequel? What was that? It makes no sense. It has no bearing on the film. You never truly do anything with it. You just really heavily imply 3 times or 4 in the movie that Adam may or may not have sentience and may or may not be gaining sentience. Then you do nothing with it. Who does that? Why? It bothers me so much.
They piecemealed that out so much. It's like
just peppering it in there.
They set it up. Yeah. They legit set it up to show you that they want you to think about it.
Yes,
but then don't follow it up with anything. Except for that final thing where like, haha, just kidding.
I thought at the end of the movie, when he gets knocked down, I thought that they were going to be like, oh man, everything's broken, and then Adam just looks at them and it like gets up. And they're like, "Hey, did you put him in shadow mode?" And he goes, "I didn't put him in anything mode.
Yeah.
He's I don't have control."
I just want him to like change.
And
his
then Adam
internal audio
wins the fight
based off of a radio station, and go like, "Hey, I wish to stay with the boy."
Yeah, or like they don't do, like but Bumblebee. Even with like how subtly they implied it, like they couldn't even have like a subtle nod where Adam like just legitimately nods when one of them asks a question or something, and they're like, "Did the robot just nod at me?" And then they just move on. No, nothing. It goes nowhere. It is meaningless. I don't understand. I don't know why it's in the movie. It's very weird. It's a thing they could have edited out. It feels like it
for you.
It has to, because that's an entire plot line that went nowhere and made no sense. It's also a plot line that would have worked. It would have enhanced the other things happening in the movie. Like, I don't understand why you would put so much effort dropping every 20 minutes or so a little breadcrumb to go nowhere with it, because it fits. It works. It's fine. I don't understand. It feels abandoned. I feel like I'm watching the wrong version of the movie, and there's a version that has another 2 scenes that tie that up or something, or explain it. But I've never seen someone lean so hard in and then be like, yeah, we're going to do nothing with that. We just wanted to fuck with the audience for absolutely no reason.
Yeah, it really feels
the
like...
The only reason why I think that's in there is because of how it pulled from the original story of Steel. Because they
had a whole
bring up
subplot
sentience within that Twilight Zone episode.
So the original, that was a nod to the original story. But then don't put... It's okay, fine, but that's not... You Easter egg that with one thing. You don't make it an abandoned subplot. That's not how you
it's just a
nod.
Thread that's just there and dangling and then cut.
You do it in one scene as a throwaway joke, or you fuck with it at one point. You don't legitimately make it look like a subplot to then do nothing with it, which makes it look like a massive plot hole.
No, what you do is you make it look...
It's not technically massive, the story ends, but it makes no sense to me.
No, what you do is you use that as a poster in the background of a famous fight, but the entire I have to agree, the movie is an A-tier movie. It's not S, it's great. The movie's great, but it's missing something. It's a fun movie, you enjoy it, and that entire sentience thing, they had so many little things that tied to that. Why did they want to buy Adam so bad? Why did they want this? Why did Adam always seem like he was there? But it just... the movie is good. The movie is great. It's fun. There's just so many little things that mean nothing that just ruin it, in my opinion.
I don't say ruin it, because ruining sounds like that you despised it at that
No,
point.
Sorry.
They're just missteps.
They're missteps. They're missteps. Making Hugh Jackman's character so dislikable. And casting an actor who is extremely likable is very bad. Like,
No, it's not. That's subjective.
okay, I'm sorry. If it was Charlie Sheen in this movie, I could believe he was a piece of shit, and I wouldn't care.
But that just goes to show you that he has range.
Yeah, but
he's a very believable piece of shit in this movie.
yes, but at halfway, I'm not gonna lie. As a person who, I think it's the fact that we know so much
that
about.
You didn't like the choices that they made. That because of the way that the script was written, you don't like the fact that he's just a piece of shit, and you calling that a misstep.
I don't like that they made him a piece of shit, and it's the fact that it's Hugh Jackman, and I'm literally watching this movie and I'm like, there is no way Hugh Jackman is ever a piece of shit. Like, I can't ever really believe Hugh Jackman would ever do anything like this.
Yeah, but we all thought that Chris Hardwick wasn't a piece of shit, and then look what happened there.
Honestly, I thought Chris Hardwick was a jackass. But let's just be honest, I don't like any of these hosts or anything. And there's, you know what?
So
I learned my.
Regardless, we're keeping you at A.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it at A
because I think you're trailing off into something that might be a little bit different than what we're trying.
Yeah,
to
I'm gonna say it's an A movie. It's great. It has feels from my childhood '90s movies. It has everything you want in a movie, but it's not 100% there. And I will say one of my favorite songs, Fastlane, Eminem, and is it
Royce the 5'9"?
Yeah. And there's so many good songs in this movie, and there's so many little things in this movie that make it amazing, but at the same time, this movie came out at the wrong time. It doesn't get what it deserves. It's an A-tier movie. It's great, but it's worth a watch once a year, but it's not something I would go back to all the time. Like, it's
interesting that you say that.
Like, I watch it once a year.
I'm going to go ahead and take over now.
Monetarily, it technically did really well. It tripled its budget.
Worldwide.
It really did do well.
Worldwide.
So,
yeah.
Paul, I've got you for A tier. Will, I've got you for A tier.
Yeah.
So now it's me.
I know what you're going to say.
Do I bring it up or do I bring it down? Neither. I'm going to keep it at A as well.
Really?
One, because I don't see any point in fighting you guys, but two, I actually agree with your sentiments. Except for Paul calling, Hugh Vereen as, a bad decision, making him a piece of shit. I don't agree with that whatsoever. That's a terrible thing to even say.
No, that's a valid opinion to have. That's how some people work with certain actors.
It's an opinion, but it's an opinion I don't want on this show.
Of course.
And yet you keep inviting him to be a part of it.
Yeah.
Now he just shows up at this point. Sometimes it's good to have a valid third.
I'll just
sometimes
one episode. I'm just not going to be here. I'm just gonna.
Yeah, we've had that. That's called season 1.
Wow. Yeah, and look how well season 1 did.
Look how all of them are doing. Anyways, so I agree with your sentiments. Besides that, one, it is visually, like, anything involving the bots are stunning.
Mm-hmm.
It's so well crafted.
Mm-hmm.
The cinematography is beautiful.
Yes.
Yep. A lot of good shots in this
especially
movie.
all the little poignant moments where it's just like, him trucking along. Like, you can see everything, how they're like trying to set that scene, set that tone. It's just everything about it's so good.
Yeah, that whole character on the road thing, they really nail it for this movie.
Mm-hmm.
They definitely do. But as you mentioned, the writing has some things that could have been worked on. For instance, the big thing that we were harping on, is it sentient or not? Oh well, who cares? A lot of other things where, like Will mentioned when he went on his little soapbox earlier, some things could have been resolved by saying, hey, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. But no, it's for the sake of the plot that they don't do that. Yeah. They're just going to go ahead and continue moving forward.
Mm-hmm.
You can nitpick it all you want, but some of those things just, hit because mass market audience, they're not really going to care.
No.
They just want to
No, it's a popcorn movie.
Everything just flow.
Yep.
Which is fine.
Mm-hmm.
And for the most part, it works. It works very well. But when some things start sticking out without you really trying to nitpick at it, again, that's when it starts to falter. But it doesn't make it a bad movie. So it's definitely got some missteps. But again, it's not a terrible movie. It's not a bad movie. It's way better than a good movie. It's a great movie. It's just not perfect. Yeah. So that's why I'm also putting it in A tier. But with that being said, let's see what we have in our A tier. Gentlemen, for A tier, at number 5, we have Bumblebee. Number 6, we have Not Gurren Lagann. And number 7, we have Mobile Suit Gundam G-Quux. Where do we place Rock'em Sock'em Hooverine?
Jeez, that is a very high...
Now, I'm going to go first then, just because I want to make sure, where I stand with this. Again, it's a good movie, has great moments, great visually, has some missteps. I think it should go below Promare.
But above Bumblebee.
No, Bumblebee's number 5.
Yeah, Bumblebee's to the top.
Promare's number 6, and G-Quux is 7. I think it goes right between Promare and G-Quux. Because I love G-Quux. G-Quux is great, but that ending really... We know we're not going to get into it.
The ending is like a 2-hour long conversation.
The last couple episodes are a whole thing for that show. And okay.
And honestly, I wish Promare was higher on this list, but then it still has to compete with Bumblebee.
Yeah.
And since it's not, competing with Bumblebee at this point, I don't want it higher than Promare. I honestly think it should just go below Promare.
Okay.
Paul? Take your fucking time. God damn.
It's
honestly, it's almost 11 fucking 30.
Honestly, I have to agree with you.
Okay, God,
I have to agree.
Said that faster.
You know what? Actually, no. I would put it above Promare.
Just no pleasing Sean.
No.
Are you saying this just to piss me off right now?
No. Put after Promare, before G-Quux. G-Quux
Now, are you saying that just because I'm being antagonistic?
No, because I'm rethinking, because Promare, I'm not gonna lie, I rewatched it literally 2 days ago.
I remember you wanted Promare in B.
I know.
You wanted it as B tier.
No, I rewatched it a couple of days ago with Alexa, and she loved it. And I was like, you know what? Yeah, it's really good. I would put it behind Promare. Behind Promare and before G-Quux.
Perfect. And Will, snappy answer.
So, just to make sure I have the ranking correct, the bottom of A tier is G-Quux and the top is Bumblebee.
Correct.
Okay. And then in between those two is Promare, and that's about it.
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, I do agree with that. I would put this above G-Quux. I would not put it above Promare. Partially just because, like, when I was watching Promare, it's so enjoyable. It's so much fun. This movie is really, really good. And I would definitely rewatch it for a specific feeling that I get as I watch it and how it's done. But I feel like in our ranking, it is fair to put it above G-Quux, but below Promare.
That sounds good to me.
And I would definitely not put it above Bumblebee. Bumblebee it does a lot of stuff really, really well.
Yeah.
I agree. So we have our new ranking. I'm not going to go over the entire thing since this thing is getting pretty big.
It's getting really long.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah. So at for A tier, we have a number 5 Bumblebee, number 6 Not Gurren Lagann, number 7 Rock'em Sock'em with Hooverine, and number 8 Mobile Suit Gundam G-Quux.
Cool.
How do you guys feel about that ranking?
I'm good with it.
I mean, yeah, for what it is, I definitely agree. That's where that should be and fits in with those.
Perfect. All right. So that's really everything that we've got for this particular episode, this final episode of season 3. Did you guys have a good time this season?
Yeah, I did.
Mostly.
I know you say mostly only because of the Metabots at the beginning, but since then we've had a great time,
It
right?
was a lot more fun after that, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, everyone, thank you for tuning into this finale episode. We will be back eventually, because since we are reducing the number of episodes for this one, we will be moving on about a month from now onto Toku for 2, our first podcast that we worked on, and we're going to be doing Kamen Rider Black Sun, which is on Amazon Prime. So, I'm excited for that. I know you guys are excited for that. It'll actually be your first Kamen Rider show.
My first complete Kamen Rider. I've seen like 2 episodes of another show and then a bunch of clips.
Yes, and I think you're gonna love it. It's so good.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's everything I got for this evening. You guys have anything you want to say before we head out for the night?
Love your friends. Love your family. Hug your children. Have a good night, everybody.
Have a good night and happy holidays, everyone.
Yeah.
Crappy holidays to everybody. Have a good night.
Mm.